It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Since suffering a season-opening loss in Grantsville, the San Juan Broncos have won 6 games in a row, including a 71-7 beatdown of South Sevier in a 2A South Region showdown last week. Tonight, they're on the road again for a matchup with a longtime local rival. Live from the Grand County High School football field in Moab, it's the #1 ranked Broncos versus the Red Devils. Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live to Grand County High School in Moab as we get set for tonight's action tonight on Friday Night Lights. We welcome you in. It's Rhett Sifford alongside Art Adair as the San Juan Broncos get set to be the visitors tonight against the Grand County Red Devils. And this should be a fun game for San Juan tonight, just kind of trying to put together a continued roll through the regular season and on to the state tournament coming up. It's hard to believe, Art, the state tournament is only, after tonight, we'll only have 2 regular season games left, and then it's postseason time.
There's nothing faster than Friday Night Lights. Just that season, out of all the sports seasons, seems to go the fastest for me. I don't know what it is, but it's like Friday night seems to come every week.
Yep.
But it does. It feels like we start the season, and then here we are, 2 games left after tonight in the regular season, and then you're into the postseason play, and it's just like, wow, where did the time go?
It is pretty crazy how fast it goes. When we take a look at these 2 teams tonight, it's obviously a storied history. It's a long-time rivalry. San Juan has had quite an edge in this rivalry, but, rivalry games are always fun, but the Broncos do lead this series 48 games to 31 going back to 1956. The Broncos have won 5 in a row now and 8 of the last 10, also 17 of the last 20. So this is a series that the Broncos have really had the edge in, especially lately. And you look at their head coach for Grand County, Dennis Wells. Boy, this is not his first rodeo at all. His 22nd year. This is the 3rd year of his second stint with the Red Devils. He's got a 103 and 130 record, and he did lead him to a state championship back in 2005. But it's been a while since then, and I know they've had some difficulties on this team this year. So we did get a chance to talk with Coach Wells just a few minutes ago. Let's hear what he has to say as his team gets set to go tonight against the San Juan Broncos. Coach, there's nobody out here but us, but we're getting hyped for the game, that's for sure. Thanks for chatting with us before the game. This will be our first look at you guys this year. I know wins-wise in the win column, you guys have struggled a little bit this year, but tell me about your team.
Well, we had a lot of promise coming into the season. I had 50 kids in my football class last spring, and out of those 50, only 25 came out. And then when I get the freshmen, 20 more. Now we're down to mid-30s. So it starts out promising. It's been kind of rough. And our best player went down about 4 games ago when it was actually won a game and was winning the next game. So it was on a winning streak. So the main thing with these guys, they've got to try to find some momentum somewhere, try to slow Blanding down as much as possible, because watch them on film, they just have it going on with you think they lost all those seniors from last year, and they haven't really skipped a beat. I know they lost their first game of the year, but they're definitely the team to beat. So we're just trying to slow them down somehow and try to make some kind of a game of it and keep them below their average of offensive put out, because they're pretty dang good.
Your team, tell me about your strengths so far this year.
Our strength would probably be our offensive line. We don't have the speed. We just have to try to control the game with 3 or 4 yards at a time, and just the best way to control Blanding is to keep their offense off the field. So if we could try to establish some kind of a running game to get first downs, 3 or 4 first downs each time we get the ball to control, that's the best way to keep their offense off the field.
What have been the things that you guys have, I guess, maybe felt like you've needed to work on throughout this season in practice?
Well, we try to find a good mix of running and passing, not just be a total running team. And so we've actually spread the field a little bit more than we have in the past, so we're not in that tight bunch we usually are in and just run it all the time. We're trying to mix it up to make it a little easier on our kids.
How do you feel your boys are feeling coming into this game tonight? You think they're excited, ready to go? Or?
After Delta last week, I thought they'd be a little down, but they came in Monday excited for it. They know what they're up against, and hopefully they rise to the challenge, at least, show up and give it everything they've got on every play. That's the main thing. I told them each play is a battle, and you want to battle every play. Don't give up on any play. And so the more battles we win, the better chance we have of winning the game. And realistically, we're just trying to slow Blanding down.
Well, win or loss here tonight, what do you want your boys to accomplish out here on the field?
I want them to feel good about their effort. That's the main thing. They got to feel good and take one step forward for next week, because we have the playoffs coming in 3 weeks, and we have a good chance of winning that first playoff game no matter what happens. We just have to feel good about ourselves and our effort going forward.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck. Hey, have a fun time tonight, man.
All right, thank you.
And we want to say thanks to Coach Wells for chatting with us before this game tonight. And talking about his team, Art, obviously he mentioned that they lost the best player on this team, and you look, it's J.T. Dowd, and you look at really kind of a turning point in the season here early on in the season for this Grand County team, and it's like Coach Wells said, they had beaten Gunnison Valley on the road 42-21, and then came up against American Leadership Academy and went for 2 at the very end of that game and didn't get it. That's the game they lost J.T. Dowd in, and they lost that game by 1 point, 42-41. And since then, it's been kind of downhill for this team. Pretty sizable losses to South Summit, to Meeker, Colorado, and then Delta this past week, 41-0. So it's a team that's a bit back on their heels a little bit. They're going to try to right the ship here tonight, but obviously another really tough opponent. It's the toughest opponent in 2A football in the state of Utah tonight for them.
Yeah, and when you look at it, you look at a team like San Juan. They lose a player. They have 3 or 4 guys behind that guy to step into that role. Grand County loses a kid like J.T. Dowd, who's a phenomenal athlete, and like Coach Wells said, the best player on the team, and they don't replace him. You just don't. You don't replace that caliber. You may get a kid that might fill an eighth of that, but you don't get a kid to fill those shoes like you do on some of these other teams. And, it's kind of disheartening as a coach. I've been there, where you get all these kids that are interested in football, and you think you're going to have this great team and all these kids out and all this energy, and then they just kind of trickle down, and you don't get them, and then the kids quit you. And it's just hard as a coach to try to get kids, hey, all we need is for these kids to stay out and to learn, to grow, and to be able to come into the system. Because you look at a team like San Juan, and that's how they've built this program over the years, is those they get all the kids out, and those kids stay out, whether they're getting playing time or not, and that helps you grow your program.
Yeah.
A team like Grand, they suffer in that way. And so, he said the best way to stop San Juan is keep their offense off the field, try to get 3 or 4 first downs with his team. Here's the problem with that, is it only usually takes San Juan one play to score. So
yeah,
I agree with that with Coach Wells. You have to also put points on the board. They have a field goal kicker out here. We were watching him in pregame. I was standing right there at the goalpost when he kicked a 50-yarder. Now he's kicking it off a tee. He doesn't have any pressure. There's no snap, hold. But he makes his 50-yard field goal. Impressive kid to watch. And so if nothing else, 3 points, if you can get that kid within the, if you can get in the red zone and kick a field goal with that kid, that's going to be huge for Grand tonight. And I think it'll be huge for their team, for the morale.
Yeah, and I think a big deal is going to be hanging on to the football, too, tonight. The Broncos have 15 takeaways this year. You can't turn it over against this team. It's an absolute no-no. You're already up against it tonight, so that would just be super detrimental. I think the Red Devils are going to have to absolutely protect the football tonight. Just taking a look at this team, Austin Paris, the junior quarterback, has 592 yards passing this season. That's an average of almost 99 per game. Just 1 TD passing on the season and 5 interceptions. So they obviously mostly get it done on the ground. And once J.T. Dowd went out this season, that really is a huge loss for them. He had 439 yards rushing and 8 TDs for him when he went out with injury. But the quarterback is also doing fairly well in the running department. Austin Paris has 362 yards rushing. That's an average of over 60 per game, and he has 4 TDs. Connor Swayze has been called on to come in and do some running for him once J.T. Dowd went out as well. He has 340 yards rushing and 3 TDs on the season. In the receivers, Romeo Williams leads the way, 365 yards and 2 TDs, and that's pretty much it. Van Westbrook has 7 catches for 92 yards on the season. But, oh, and excuse me, Connor Swayze has some receiving yards as well. He has 230 on 17 catches. So 3 receivers basically for Grand County. And obviously reeling a little bit after losing their star player, J.T. Dowd, this season in his senior year. So it is unfortunate. So go ahead.
You talk about J.T. Dowd and in the two-way standings right now, and the leaders of two-way rushing touchdowns. He has 8. You mentioned that. He's still tied for 3rd place.
Wow.
And he hadn't played 2 games?
4 games.
4 games.
Yeah, it's been 4 games.
And so that just tells you kind of the dynamic player that he was for this team. But you talk about Austin Paris playing quarterback out here, wearing number 1. And that kid is an athlete. He's a 2-time state wrestling champion. He's coming into his junior season. There's no reason why he's not going to be a 4-timer unless something just steps up and beats him. But the kid is just a phenomenal athlete. He can do it we're watching him pass down here in pregame. He's got a great arm. He puts the ball where it needs to be. He just needs his receivers to get to that point and to catch those balls that he's throwing. And then he can do it with his legs. He's a good kid. I think he's weighing about 160, 170 pounds. He wrestled 144 last year. And so he's put on some weight. He's put on some muscle. He looks good. So running the wing tee, San Juan's going to have to be, cautious of him getting out on that edge and getting around the corner. They're going to have to do a really good job with their ends and their outside backers because he's going to want to run the ball.
All right, that's a quick look at the Grand County Red Devils here tonight on the Friday Night Lights pregame show. We'll step aside. We got to do some stream resetting on the video side. So for those of you who are watching the stream, we've got to reset it here real quick. We're going to try to step aside for some commercials on the radio as well. It may be a little bit sloppy here during this break, but we'll try to get it fixed here in just a little bit. But stay with us. It is the Friday Night Lights pregame show. San Juan Broncos getting set to take on the Grand County Red Devils here tonight in Moab. You're listening to us on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back live to Grand County High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Pregame show here tonight. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair with you. We're glad you've joined us tonight. The Grand County Red Devils going to be hosting the San Juan Broncos tonight. And the sun is gone. It was a beautiful sunset here, but they don't have the lights on for us yet, Art. So I don't know. Maybe that's their plan. Coach Wells talked about slowing down the San Juan Broncos, maybe keeping it dark out here tonight is their plan. They're in charge of the lights, so we'll see if those come on tonight. But, again, it is San Juan coming in ranked number 1, Grand County number 10 here tonight. We've already taken a look at the Red Devils. Let's see what the San Juan Broncos look like here. And we did get a chance just a few minutes ago to chat with the San Juan Broncos head coach, Barkley Christensen. His team comes in riding a 6-game winning streak. Of course, they do wish that they were still in the discussion for setting a new state record in win streak marks, but that went out the window in Game 1. But since then, his team has been on the roll. Here's what he has to say tonight as they get set to go against this longtime rival here in Grand County.
Coach, we got ourselves another football game here tonight. You guys are continuing to roll through the season.
Yeah, excited for another opportunity, another Friday night to get to go show our stuff. It's always fun playing Moab just because that is, I guess, technically considered a rival. So always fun to come over here and get a game in.
Tell me what your plan is coming out here tonight.
The plan is to still, obviously to win. We got to play hard, just execute our stuff. We need to obviously understand that they're not just going to roll over and dive for us. We got to go take it, and I really hope to see a shoot out of a cannon. And go execute.
You guys obviously the last few games here have just been putting up a lot of points on the board. You haven't had necessarily a complete game. How do you battle that, I guess, as you get ready to go toward playoffs?
Yeah, and it just continues to be, we can't just lower our standards based off of, maybe the opponent we're playing, and that's not a shot at anybody, but these kids have worked really hard, and we really are a good, talented football team, and so we got to play our game for as long as the coaches say, and then whoever's out there's got to play our game. We can't take anything lightly, and that prepares us, I think, for the playoffs at the end.
Tell me, I guess, maybe about the attitude of your boys since the opening season loss, season opening loss. You guys have just been very determined, I think, that it wouldn't be that way for the rest of the year.
Yeah, these kids are pretty dang competitive. They hate losing. That loss hurt a bunch of them, and they feel like they were carrying this big weight of the streak, and it's all their fault. And but they've bounced back really well from that, and we're not going to let this happen again. And they've come together and decided that. They worked too hard to let that happen again. So proud of how they bounced back. That speaks very highly of how these guys are.
Is that fully in the past now? You think they're just entirely focused on the remainder of this year and headed toward a possible fourth straight state championship?
Yeah, I think it's in the past. It was a good learning moment. We never obviously really talk about it or go back to it. It'll get brought up at times just because maybe we learned something from that game. Mm-hmm. Because like last week there was still some mistakes to learn from, but it's hard for them to understand that when the scores is what it is. So we'll revisit when we have to, but for the most part they're just focused on 4.
Well, you're heavily favored obviously tonight. Tell me about what do you want to see them accomplish out here on the field tonight, and how do they feel maybe coming into this game? Do they feel like it's a rivalry?
Yeah, I think they do. They grew up obviously playing Moab a lot in Little League and in middle school. A lot of those kids may not be playing for Moab anymore, mm-hmm. But Moab, I think I asked these seniors, I think they lost to Moab in football, and this was the only sport we beat them in last year. And so, yeah, they feel like it's still a rivalry. So, yeah, I hope they take that same fire, and I want to see a shoot out of a cannon. We got to execute our plays early and know they're not just going to roll over and die for us.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it, man. Have a fun one out there tonight. Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And I want to say thanks to Coach Christensen for chatting with us tonight. And Art, taking a look at this, we mentioned Coach Wells win marks on his career, and of course he's been doing this for 22 years. Coach Christensen for San Juan's quite a bit behind him, but Barkley's going for his 70th win in his career tonight. He's 69-20 coming in this game tonight in his 8th year. So that's a good mark for Barkley, obviously. I know he doesn't let those things distract him, but 70 wins is not too shabby, especially when you've only coached in 90 games. So that's what Barkley's going for tonight. Just continuing to take a quick look at the San Juan Broncos as we get set for the kickoff here tonight. We're just a few minutes away from the national anthem at this point, but Jayton Knight comes in with 1,801 passing yards on the season. He's 117 for 171. He is completing almost 70% of his passes, 19 touchdowns on the year, 7 interceptions. He did finally throw 1 interception last week after not doing that for a few weeks, but his passing yards are 10th in the state. His 2,118 total yards this season leads the 2A and is 5th in the state, and that compiles all of his yardage from all over the field, of course. In the rushing department, Jagger Neves leading the way with 467 yards on 57 carries. He's averaging almost 67 yards per game, and he has 9 TDs. He took that lead back over this past game. J.D. Palmer, J.D. Power and Associates, 453 yards rushing on 42 carries, so he's just behind Jagger, and he has 8 TDs on the season. Then Jayton Knight from the quarterback position, also a threat to run back there. He's got 317 yards on 48 carries and 4 TDs, so he's averaging 45 yards per game rushing. In the receiving crew, Jake Ivins has taken the lead, 408 yards receiving. He's 1 yard ahead of Branton Bethea now. 30 catches for Jake. He's got 3 TDs on the year. Branton Bethea, I mentioned, 407 yards right behind him. He's got 5 TDs. So does Jagger Neves. And Neves has 399 yards receiving, so you got that triple threat right there from those guys. And then Owen Adams is right there as well, 297 yards receiving and 3 TDs. And Javen Montella will contribute also 259 yards catching this year and 4 TDs. By the way, Neves has 15 total touchdowns this year. That's counting his rushing and receiving touchdowns. Leads the 2A. It is 6th in the state, and his 90 points scored is 2nd in the 2A. That is 8th in the state. So those are just some kind of fun stats to take a look at. On the defense, these guys getting it done as well. J.D. Palmer has 66 tackles, 7 of those for loss on the season. Jagger Neves, 56 stops. Branton Bethea and Jake Ivins both have 41 tackles for Bethea. 6 of those are for loss. Trip Palmer is 5th in line. He's got 35 tackles. And then George McNaughton has 8 tackles for loss this season for San Juan. The Broncos have 14 sacks on the year now as Grand County comes out on the field through their tunnel and comes out on the field with some American flags. McNaughton, Bethea, and Black all have 3 sacks apiece, leading the team. And then the Broncos, I mentioned it earlier in the pregame, have 15 takeaways. That is over 2 per game. So that is a way to win ball games, is to take the ball away from your opponents and also to protect it and not give it away. So the Broncos have been executing in that department as well, Art.
Yeah, the Broncos do a good job. The one thing that is kind of their Achilles heel sometimes is the penalties. We talked about that a little earlier, me and you. But if they can kind of clean that up, they're almost complete as a football team. Now, they're winning games, but still, you'd like to see as a coach a clean slate going out there. You don't want to have to make up yards, for offsides, for holding, for especially the personal foul type penalties. Those 15-yarders really hurt.
Right.
But you try to clean that up. And that's, as far as their game, I think that's the only thing that they really, are in the negative for is just the penalties during the game. And you can't control those a lot of times. Some of those are,
as we've been fairly vocal about this year.
Some of those you don't know. But I will point out, as people watching, that wearing number 99 today is Brad Scow.
Yeah.
Usually wears number 50.
So I wonder if they've got some special plays for him or something.
So, yeah, I don't know.
He's going to go out for some passes or something
wearing
in this
number
game.
99 out there, coming out as a captain. But
I wondered if that means something.
Yeah,
we'll see. I guess we'll see in this game.
I will say, Rhett, my shout-outs today, my offensive linemen, I'm going to talk about Cooper Palmer and Remy Watcott. Cooper Palmer, number 52, and Watcott, number 55, your tackle and guard. And these two are just tremendous. As you watch the game, if you're watching live or if you're watching on video, watch their running game and watch their pass protection, how these two get out in space. They're able to seal the ends, and then watch where they're at the end of the play. They're usually downfield 10, 15 yards on a run because they're blocking downfield. They do a good job at getting to that next level for linemen. And this is why San Juan's so prolific in their offense. We talk about this every week, and I'm preaching to the choir. But their linemen and what Tad Barton's able to do with those linemen, because he's a line coach, man, they're just coming from a line coach. I coached offense, defensive line for 8 years. And, man, I tell you, I was lucky if I got one lineman that was really good with his footwork and really good at understanding. Man, these guys are so good. They got 5, 6, 7 deep that they just sub in, and they just do a good job. So keep an eye on Cooper Palmer and Remy Watcott tonight, because they get out and they do a good job at their blocking downfield and their pass protection.
All right, we've got the national anthem. We'll try to turn this up and let you hear it. A nice rendition of the national anthem tonight by the Grand County Marching Band to get us underway. That'll conclude the Friday Night Lights pregame show as we get set to go for the kickoff here tonight in Grand County. And Art, just talking about that protection and that work on the line. We say it every week in and week out. That's where the game is won and lost. And we talked about Austin Paris for Grand County and his abilities earlier on, but none of that can happen if he doesn't get protection. We were talking with one of the assistant coaches down on the field before the game, and just talking about that's the one thing they've been working on it with him is his happy feet. If he has a tendency to maybe start trying to get out of that pocket, maybe a little bit of panic as a young man, of course, and that's one thing that they want him to do is keep those feet unhappy, I guess, if you will. Be confident in that pocket, but that can't happen if the guys aren't protecting for you.
Yeah, and don't think for any minute that because Grand County has the record they do and because of last season's record that they don't have athletes on this team. They've got some good athletes. It's just trying to put that together for 4 quarters has been their Achilles heel, but they've got some great athletes out here at Grand County.
And you heard Coach Christensen talking in that pregame interview. One of their mantras lately is trying to make sure these boys come into every game exactly the same, knowing that nobody's going to roll over and just let them win. So he wants the team to come out of a cannon tonight like they've been shot out, and we'll see if they can pull that off tonight against the rival. We are underway. The Broncos receiving the opening kick, a little bit of a pitch, then a reverse to Jagger Neves, and down the sideline he goes. We do have a flag on the field. I believe that is not a shock. That happens every return. Neves goes down to the end zone for a kick return touchdown, but I don't see flags. You said you saw a flag? I don't see flags. I think it's going to count.
I thought I saw a flag on this far side.
Somebody must have lost some clothing.
There's a lot of trash on the field.
No flag on the field. The kick return will count, and with no offensive play, Jagger Neves runs it all the way back. That was a bit of trickeration. We've seen that in the last 2 games where they'll pitch it and then also hand it off on the reverse, and he actually ran it into traffic over there, but somehow still got to the sideline to the outside of the kick team for Grand County. Yeah, there was something else down there on the field as well. So there were things all over the field. There still is something down there. It's just not a flag. So the kick is up for Trip Palmer, and it is no good wide right. So he's not able to add to that lead he has in the 2A ranks. He'll stay at 31 PATs. Maybe we shouldn't have talked him up so much about leading the 2A in that department. That's a rare miss for Trip Palmer, and it will remain 6-0, just 16 seconds into this one.
Give that to Trip for his warm-up try.
That's right. So the Broncos open with a kick return touchdown for Jagger Neves and are up by 1 touchdown minus an extra point, and now San Juan will immediately kick it away to Grand County.
Yeah, and you really hope, for San Juan, you really want a competitive battle here. You want a game that is not a throwaway or a gimme. You want to be competitive. You want Grand to have some offense, some defense, so your kids get some work out here. Every coach does. You don't want to go into a game and just blow out a team. You want to go in there. You want to win, but You want to go in and you want to get good quality work out of your athletes.
All right, so the Broncos will kick it away, and it's fielded on a bounce by Grand County. Right up the middle they come into traffic, and they'll return it out to their own 25. They're still battling.
Austin Paris.
The quarterback. On the return, and boy, it looks like he kept his feet, but I'm surprised that whistle was so late.
Yeah, forward progress was definitely stopped, and
that's how
they let him drive him back.
Yeah, that's how people can get injured. So, but we'll see as Austin Paris brings the Grand County offense out onto the field for the first time. They were already out there. They're the kick return team too. So,
except for some of those linemen.
Yep. Yeah. You saying they're not the hands team?
Yeah, they might not. I'm sure some of them were out there, but.
So we'll see Austin Paris for the first time again without J.D. Dowd, their star halfback. And we'll see how this Grand County offense can do against the San Juan Broncos tonight. Paris in trouble, flushed out of the pocket immediately. He's got Jake Ivins all over his tail, and Ivins catches up to him from behind, tackles him at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And I see Paris over here shaking his head and talking to his coach. I don't know if they don't have intercoms in these helmets, do they?
They don't. He's just yelling at him, but he's yelling back and forth so they can hear each other, not negatively.
Right.
But Grand's not in their traditional wing tee here. They came out 2 tight end set here. on that first possession. And again, here they have 2 tight ends, so San Juan's going to have to cover those.
Yeah, and you got Austin Paris in the shotgun. He'll step up on a quarterback draw, and he had some yardage if he could have broken a tackle, but he will be stopped for a gain of just 2 on the run up the middle.
Yeah, Stetson Black able to corral him and chase him down before he gets a big head of steam. But as you can tell, that first play was a pass play. San Juan just defensive backs covered that well. There was nobody open, and so Austin gets taken down there. But that play right there, quarterback draw all the way. So Coach Wells wants to see what his line can open up now. If that's first down right there on that play, you get 3 yards. That's a great first down play.
Yeah, and actually they've spotted him with, it's a long 3, maybe short 4. As Austin Paris brings them to the line of scrimmage here from their own 28-yard line.
Go back to the wing tee here.
And he will take the snap in the shotgun, has a moment, but now the pocket closes in on him, and he drops the football as he's slung down, and it's a fumble to San Juan. The Broncos recover it. George McNaughton, how many times have we called his name over the course of the past 3 or 4 games?
And if you notice, George is wearing a club on his right hand. He must have got that hurt because it's taped completely. He can't use his fingers on that hand. He's got a club on there, so obviously San Juan dealing with some injuries as well.
And that's his second fumble recovery of the season. It was going to be, I think, a no-gain play, but the fumble is the big deal for Grand County. We mentioned it in the pregame. They cannot afford to turn it over against San Juan tonight, as the Broncos will go to the air on first down, and they connect immediately from the 23-yard line. It is a 23-yard touchdown pass from Jayton Knight to Jagger Neves. And so Neves has scored 2 more touchdowns to add to his tally. He's got 17 on the season.
Yeah, Jagger, he's early on here scoring both touchdowns. He must want another player of the week.
He must. Yeah, once we start repeating guys, the other guys are going to start vying for that. As Palmer is on for the extra point, it's a low kick, but it goes through, and that will increase the Bronco lead to 13-0. As we are just over 2 minutes into this game tonight. So a 23-yard touchdown pass from Jayton Knight has given him to Jagger Neves, I should say, has given the Broncos a 2-touchdown lead.
And like we talked about in the pregame, and Coach Wells mentioned, you want to keep San Juan's offense off the field, and we said it doesn't matter how long you keep them off, they can score in one play. And as we see here, they score on the kick return, on the kickoff, and they score in one play on offense. Yeah, they're just dynamic, and you cannot make mistakes against a team like this because they will hurt you big. It's not like they're going to hurt you for 10, 15 yards. They're going to hurt you for 6.
Yeah, you can't do the cardinal sin is to turn it over. And, we mentioned it again in the pregame show, and the Red Devils proceed to do it here basically inside their own red zone. And really, you can't give a team like San Juan an opportunity like that, especially at this point in the game. Early on like this, you're going to start really getting into a deep hole.
No, and Coach Wells talked about, and the coach we talked to, the assistant coach, talked about their line and how they've come along. And on the draw up the middle, they really did block that well. But once Paris gets to rolling, San Juan has such closing speed that they're unable to keep their blocks.
That was a crazy line, or like a worm burner of a kick for San Juan, but it was fielded nicely back here. Was it Paris again on the return? I don't think so, but basically the Red Devils are going to be right back where they were on their previous possession at their own 27-yard line. So they'll have another shot at it here, trying to get something going on offense against the San Juan Broncos.
And Coach Wells has come out in 2 different offensive sets here to start the game, so we'll see. And he comes back out again, double tight end set with no running back.
And Paris in the shotgun. He'll send a man in motion, but we're going to have flags as somebody on the line jumped for Grand County. That's going to push them back 5 yards, not the way they wanted to start this series.
And they're bringing the guy in motion, so if you're San Juan, you got to be making sure your backers are talking about those motion guys. But even if they do, a lot of times you're just trying to draw the defense off, see what backer moves, see if that opens up space for either your tight end to flow out or your quarterback to run. And so San Juan does a good job about they don't cycle. They cycle through. They don't follow.
All right, they're going to try it again on first down and 15 now, back at their own 21-yard line. And Paris will take it himself, tries to get to the outside, but he will be swallowed up by a couple of San Juan defenders here, and maybe 1 yard on the gain on the outside.
Yeah, and Paris is getting up gingerly. He's He's going to take himself out of the game here maybe. He's he was a little bit, and now he's jogs back out there. But, yeah, he come up and he was not something wasn't feeling good for him. That's not good for your starting quarterback this early in the game.
Especially after losing another star player. But he gets one hard-earned yard right there.
Looks like it's his left ankle as he tries to shake it off.
So we'll keep an eye on him as he works from the shotgun. In the wing tee, he'll fake a handoff in the backfield, keeping himself up the middle. And now, you start to get some sort of a little bit of a bruise or an injury, and now you're less likely to want to hit that hole hard against the Bronco defense. But he does pick up 4 yards right there, gets it back across the 25 to the 26.
Yeah, and runs right into Big Cash Palmer and Jake Ivins, and I don't want to run into Big Cash Palmer. That guy's a beast.
Yeah. So they'll bring it back up to the line of scrimmage. Clock is running around 8.5 minutes now to go in this opening quarter as Paris will continue from the shotgun. Again, sends that man in motion. He's going to get a nice block on Bethea, but then from the backside, guess who? Jake Ivins comes in again to sack the quarterback. Austin Paris goes down for a loss of 4.
I really like that call by Coach Bauer, and he has his 3-4 defense set up, and he brings those outside backers up to the line to check those guys as they come out, and then he blitzes both of them. One of them's picked up, and really good block there by the
got
Grand.
Decleated,
yes,
man.
by the Grand offensive player, but no one checks Ivins on the backside. And, man, that's where your money's made on that backside.
Yeah, that was Trace York on that nice block for Grand County, but they did not account for the backside man, Jake Ivins, and that's who got the quarterback. That forces the 4th down and a punt here, and nice coverage in the open field. Bethea on the catch, but it's number 47 in there for Grand County, Jackseth Windsor, wrapping him up immediately after he caught it. Didn't give Bethea any chance to return that punt, and so the Broncos will start on their own side of midfield for the first time tonight at the 47.
And sometimes it's just those little things that you need as a team that's struggling. You just need one player to make one good play, and that right there, great open field tackle, no momentum.
So 1st and 10 for San Juan at their own 47. Jayton Knight working in the shotgun. Looks to the right side, but then throws back to the left on a misdirection. I love a good misdirection. Owen Adams on the catch, and it's going to gash Grand County for 18 yards.
And again, you look who's down there blocking, number 56 and number 51, all the way to the end of the play, Cash Palmer and Trey Bradford. Those linemen are outstanding for the Broncos.
And again, San Juan will go hurry up as they always do, try to keep the defense on their heels. Knight will hand off to J.D. Palmer this time, and up the middle he goes with speed and power, and he runs it all the way down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. And I'm thinking that was a, let's see, I guess that was a 20. Art, you're going to have to talk. I can't add while I'm talking. That's the problem.
That's a great run by J.D. there. I was just looking up some stats here, but, yeah, J.D. does a good job at the power run, and they go right back to him.
Yeah, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. No flags on the field as he goes off right guard. And so it is a 7-yard touchdown run. It was a 30-yard run to get him there and a 7-yard run to take it into the end zone. And so 2 big runs there for J.D. Palmer. And it is a 3-touchdown lead here, not even midway through the first quarter, 19-0. Trip Palmer's going to try to add the extra point right here. And it is through and good. So make it 20-0. I've noticed folks are still arriving here for this game for Grand County, and as they come in, just glancing at the scoreboard, seeing that their team's down 3 scores now.
Oh, no shocker there. I don't think anyone didn't think that this was a possibility in this game. It's kind of like Coach Wells said. He just wants to slow them down, but Grand is just so explosive.
San Juan, you're saying?
Yes. Sorry.
No
I'm
worries.
looking. I'm being told that we're really low.
Gotcha.
We're trying to do 1,000 things up here right now. We're trying to get roster corrections, figure out our technology, figure out yards, do stats. I tell you, we need about 5 more people in this production.
Yeah, it would be a big help to have extra hands, that's for sure. All right, well, we'll take a look at it maybe during our next commercial break, see if we can get that situation going, but not sure what that would be tonight. As the kickoff from San Juan is going to roll to a stop just in bounds. I think that man had his foot on the sideline. It won't matter as it's returned for 0 yards by number 24, Connor Swayze. That was weird. That ball stopped right. That ball dug in and stopped right on the line. And then Swayze, when he picked it up, I thought he had his foot on the line. They don't whistle it down. And he just ran basically east to west there. And the Red Devils will have the football at their own 16 now. So 1st and 10 for Grand County, down 20-0, and the only man who has contributed has been Austin Paris. He hasn't completed a pass. He's just run everything all by himself. And he will hand off this time, so finally another man gets to touch the football. But it'll be a loss of a couple yards.
Yeah, hands off to Lane Peterson there, number 9.
So that's who we were trying to find who that was, and he's obviously filling in for J.T. Dowd, Lane Peterson. And he carries the ball backwards a couple yards on that play. Actually, it was more than that. It looks like it was about a 4-yard loss. So the Grand County offense continuing to struggle against this San Juan defense so far tonight in this first quarter. Now they're back around their own 10, maybe the 11-yard line. As Paris will fake the handoff in the backfield and tries to run it up the middle, and right now the Grand County line is just not able to open up any holes on this San Juan D. It's just a pile of players, and they're nowhere to go for Austin Paris.
Yeah, anytime you got to run up against Stetson Black, George McNaughton, or Brad Scow, it's a challenge for any team. And then when you're having struggles and things just aren't going your way, man, it just kind of steamrolls because that Brad Scow, he's as big as both of his tackles standing by the sides of him. He's just a big old boy, and Stetson Black, he's quick. He's quick out there on that line. And obviously George McNaughton, we've talked about him.
Yep.
And that's what you do. If you run a 3-4, 3-5 defense, you put your best athletes up on that line because then they take on all those linemen. Grand County has 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on the line, and they're still not able to block out those 3-4 guys that are coming for San Juan.
Yep. It's just the power they've got, that strength, and they're just blowing it up at the line right now. And now Austin Paris attempts his first pass over to the far sideline. Nobody there. It was overthrown a little bit. I think maybe just a little bit of a hurry there for the San Juan defense, forcing that errant pass, and the incompletion will bring up a 4th down and long back inside their own 10, so Grand County will be forced to punt again. And so the punter, is that number 28 back there?
Looks like it.
And so that is Trace York, who will punt for Grand County, standing midway deep in his own end zone. He gets a nice high punt away, and that's going to force Bethea back to midfield. He'll snag it off a hop, and again, a nice open field tackle by Jackson Windsor to keep Bethea from doing too much damage on a punt return. The Broncos are going to start inside Grand County territory, though, at their 47.
That's the second time he's been down there and made that open field tackle all by himself. I guarantee up top of this booth right now, the coaches up there are telling the special teams coaches, they're over there on San Juan sidelines, hey, someone may want to block him.
Yeah.
We don't want him coming down here and taking us out every time. If we get that one block, we may spring something here.
Yeah.
So look for them to key off of him the next time Grand County punts.
Yeah, 2 good open field tackles by Windsor. Now, what is this? That's against Grand
Looks
County.
like we have a penalty.
It was this here.
Illegal block in the back.
But on what, though? On defense?
Must have been.
I am confused, absolutely. That's bizarre. The penalty goes in favor of San Juan here. And there's that inside shuttle pass to Jake Ivins. They like to run that. He nearly ran over a man here. Gets down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 yards on the pitch and catch.
Yeah, and Jake right there, if he just stays on the inside of Tripp, he may get 5 or 10 more yards there, but good hard run by Jake.
And they're right back to the line of scrimmage. Jayton Knight working from the shotgun. Jagger Neves to his right. Waits for a pattern to develop. Throws to the left side. Up in the air to make the catch is Owen Adams in the end zone. Touchdown, San Juan. And it goes from around 30 yards. Somewhere, it looks like it was probably about a 27-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, great read, great pattern there, and just a great throw. And Owen Adams, and the defender there was right there. Owen had to go up for it. Comes down with the ball half a second, maybe even shorter than that. He doesn't get that catch, but he's got some sure hands. We've talked about him a lot through the season. as the PAT goes up and is good again. But, yeah, Owen, he goes up and fights for those balls. He goes up and he's one of the sure-handed receivers they got on this team.
Yeah, they're 5 deep in the receivers, that's for sure. And, even earlier in the year, Trip Palmer contributed, but they just haven't gone to him a whole lot of late. He's taken on a little bit different role defensively and kicking, of course. And he's obviously one of their best interceptors, 3 interceptions on the season. He's tied for 17th in the state with that. That's a lot of guys who have 3 interceptions. We'll see how much that changes after this week. Obviously, he'd love to add to that tally, but, boy, the Broncos on a roll here tonight against their rivals, up 27-0 now. Still 4:23 to go in the opening quarter tonight.
Yeah, they look good. They look intense. And like Coach said, they came out of the cannon. They came out here ready to play, weren't taking anything for granted, came out here and just shot out of a cannon.
And Grand County on a return now, trying to come up the middle and into a crowd. Once again, just swallows up. They just kind of disappear into those crowds, but they'll start around their own 25-yard line. Art, I need to pause a minute. I want to say hi to my boys back home, Alan and James, my boys listening to me tonight. My wife, Abby, tells me they're my biggest fans. But I don't know. She's got an argument, too. She said that she deserves some sort of an award from StreamUtah.Live or Red Rock 92. She hasn't missed a single game that I broadcast. We're talking about football, basketball, so she's really put in the time, man. She's making a lobby for herself for player of the game, I think, maybe. Try to get one of these awards and prizes we got.
She probably deserves a big old steak dinner from you.
She's the player of my life.
I don't know, maybe she needs a break from you.
She might. That's why she sends us out here to do these games, get me out of town. As Grand County, I don't know what happened. Was that a fumble?
Forward pitch.
Okay, so incomplete pass.
Yep.
Incomplete pass. Should be no loss. That down marker was moving, but he doesn't need to move. That's an incomplete pass.
Paris tried to shovel pass it to number 11, coming across the San Juan special there. And
there you go.
San Juan defensive player was right there when the ball got there. He'll get a pass defense on that.
Yep.
And no fumble recovery.
Yeah, and, San Juan is getting hurries pretty much every play right now. I know that might not show up on the stat sheet, but they're definitely giving Austin Paris some fits. They're breaking through the line like it's their job right now. This Grand County line has their hands full for sure against the San Juan front. And now a false start on Grand County will mark them back even farther. So that will put the ball, let's see, somewhere around the 20. It's actually inside the 20 at the 19. So Grand County not doing themselves any favors here. Hey, I think we can wave. We actually
a good-looking field view over there.
We might show up.
Oh, there we are, right there.
Hey,
in the
we're
corner. Hey, we're famous. We're like on the Jumbotron at the Jazz game.
People on the radio are like, "What are these guys talking about?" Stream Utah. We just showed up on the stream. We love it.
Yeah, and another false start here, and Austin Paris, the quarterback for the Red Devils, is getting frustrated.
Visibly
with his
frustrated.
line.
Yep.
And I tell you, it just eats at you those little penalties that are self-inflicted, especially for an offensive line when you know what the snap count is, you know what you're doing, and it looks like they're trying to run something here on a hard count to draw San Juan off. But now, if I'm Coach Wells, I'm like, hey, abandon that play. It didn't work twice. Let's move on.
Yeah, they drew themselves off twice, so now it's time to circle the wagons maybe with a second down and somewhere around 20 to go as they'll come right up the middle. And, of course, with a wing T offense, it's not designed to be explosive. It's kind of a methodical type offense, and it's just not designed to, erase this type of loss of yardage.
Yeah, I would like to see him I'd like to see what he has that double tight end set offense he's run here. I'd like to see what that has to offer. Obviously, there's a lot of passing combinations you can run with your wideouts and your 2 tight ends out of those positions to get them just open in some space, and especially if you come to this side of the field where you have the wide side of the field, and just see what you can do with a little intermediate 8 to 9, yard pass.
Well, that last play went for no gain. So on third down, Austin Paris completes his first pass over on the far side. That'll pick up about 8 of those yards back, and that was number 28 on the catch. I don't know why I don't have him here, but that's Trace York. I'm not sure if I should put him in it. He is a slot back, so
exactly what I was talking about there right before they run that play. But I'd like to see Coach Wells do that on first, second down, and just get his quarterback in a rhythm, get the lineman so you don't have to block so long. That right there, that's a 1-2 second block. Just that quick rollout, quick little dump-off pass gives you a lot of options, opens up your offense.
So fourth down, they're going to have to punt again. So they got 8 of the yards back, but it wasn't nearly enough, obviously. They needed 20 now, but they double-teamed. They double-teamed that man, Art. It's almost like you're a coach. They did double-team Jackseth Windsor, and that sprung Bethea for a return, but there are flags on the near side of the field. So maybe Windsor forced an illegal block of some sort, but, boy, they saw the same thing. I'm impressed, Art. You impress me every game.
Well,
it's almost like you can read the coach's minds, almost like your coach. Yeah, a little bit of a hold. They did have to block him illegally. Held him a couple times there.
We'll see what the official call is here. But, yeah, I may not be the smartest guy in the room, but I'm not a dumb guy.
So that Windsor kid is a handful for the punt return team for San Juan. He's made 2 big open field tackles on Bethea, and he would have right here if he wasn't held. And so
look at you.
So that's going to mark San Juan back and make it a little bit more honest for them. They'll be on their own side of midfield to start this drive now.
Yeah, obviously that kid has got some talent on the special teams department, and that's where you work up the depth charts on the special teams. So obviously they've seen something in him, and he's their gunner. And obviously San Juan's going to have to account for him because he's now not only stopped 2 plays, now he's pushed him back from a return.
And now the Grand County defense is looking for a big stop. The Broncos have scored easily on them 3 times here tonight, plus the kick return to open the game for a touchdown. Let's see if Grand County can make a stand here against this San Juan offense. Jayton Knight immediately goes to the air. Boy, you talk about a quick pass there. That wasn't even a 2-step drop, and that's going to go for 12 yards, it looks like, to Jake Ivins on a very quick pass to the left side.
Yeah, low snap there, but Jayton's able to recover it, look for that quick slant right there, and Jake does the rest with his feet.
And Knight will take the snap and throw immediately again over here to the near flat. Now Bethea, it's a one-on-one. Bethea makes a move, gets around his guy, a stiff arm, and down the sideline he goes. He goes into the end zone, but there is a flag on the field at the 20-yard line. And you got a big man standing there for San Juan pleading his case. Cut Bake out there pleading his case. But I think he's going to be called for something maybe.
Watch the replay here. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. And if they call that block in the back right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, they're celebrating.
Nope.
San Juan is celebrating.
It was on the defense.
They've waved the flag off. It's a touchdown for Branton Bethea. Where did that initiate? That was right around midfield, wasn't it? I think that's going to be a 52-yard touchdown pass.
Let's see if we can get a replay there on that and see.
So Branton Bethea gets his first touchdown reception of the night on a big 52-yarder where they threw it out to him and just isolated him on his defender and said, okay, tackle me in open field. And they were not able to. Bethea, 50-yard pass. Okay, so it was right from midfield on that play. Trip Palmer adds the extra point, and that makes it 34-0 with still 2:13 to go in the opening quarter. We're going to step aside, take a real quick break. We'll return to Grand County High School. The Broncos up big early. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Since 2009, Blue Mountain Hospital has set the standard for rural health care, bringing excellence in healing, quality care, and inspired staff to San Juan County. We offer the county's only accredited sleep center, compassionate labor and delivery, top-tier emergency care, and flexible dialysis options. At BMH, our comprehensive services are delivered by a passionate team. Visit bmhutah.org to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to Grand County High School, Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
This ball, Rhett, dribbles right down the sidelines. Those of you on the radio can't hear me, but the last 2 kickoff trips he has put that right on the hash marks on the sideline. And instead of going out where the defender, the return man thinks it's going to go, it just rolls right down the sidelines. And that time he picks it up, his feet are out of bounds.
Yeah, and I think he was out of bounds the last time he touched the ball as well. But this time he just didn't really have a lot of awareness. He should have been in the field.
That's something that if trips, I don't know if they're obviously angling the kick that way. They've seen something on film. That's where they want to kick it to. But he can make high dollar.
Yeah.
You can get a college scholarship if you can kick that down that sideline and make someone roll, because he's done it twice now. That is awesome.
Yeah, he's making that ball stick and just lay there right in bounds. So we will see if Grand County can muster something here. Why are they starting from their own 30? Was there a penalty?
Well, I think
confused.
if you take it
Did they say that it rolled out of bounds? I'm not really sure what the ruling is here. Flags fly on first down. Austin Paris connects for a 9-yard pass here, maybe 10. And that elicits some cheering from the Grand County faithful who have been waiting for something to happen, and that is Van Westbrook making the catch.
There's a little Tim Tebow jump pass right there at the line of scrimmage.
We'll see if it counts, though, because there is a flag back in the Grand County red zone. That just is adding insult to injury for Grand County, that their best play of the night is going to be erased with a penalty right here. So that would have been probably a first down, but instead it's going to be a repeat first down and 1st and 20. Yikes. Back at their own 20-yard line now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how come we got the ball at the 30 here. I guess we missed something we were up here talking about.
Yeah, I think we were talking about how good the kick was, and maybe they did rule that it went out of bounds. That's the only thing I can think.
But he dropped his beanbag right there where the kid went out of bounds, stepped out of bounds with the ball.
Yeah, interesting, for sure. We definitely. 100 seconds to go in the opening quarter as Paris passes complete to the near side, forcing him out of bounds as a couple defenders for San Juan, and they're going to get someone over here for a late hit. There's 3 Broncos over here, and that will give Grand County, I think, their first down of the night.
I saw that when it happened. I wondered if this official was going to throw the flag, but it definitely looked like J.D. was a little late on the hit there, out of bounds. And so we're going to get a personal foul, and so that's going to not only give them a good little play there, good little success play, but now it's going to give them a first down and their biggest play of the game.
Yeah, and we're getting word that they did rule that kick went out of bounds. So whether or not we agree with that, that's what was ruled.
The replay shows differently. I'm going to stick with my replay.
And, for those of you on the radio, you miss out on the replay, but we have the blessing of replay on the Stream Utah video stream, which is located on the Picture It Palmer YouTube site and also StreamUtah.Live. And now Austin Paris going to send a man in motion, but flags fly as somebody jumps on the Grand County line, and that will mark it back 5 yards after the penalty against San Juan. The ball was spotted at the Grand County 45. That's as deep as they've been in this game. But they're going to go back 5 yards here. It'll be 1st and 15.
Coach Wells wants to talk about it with his team. I don't know what they're doing there. I'd like to see a replay on that, but somewhere there, someone's bouncing or moving or leaning, because that's the 5th time they've had that call when they go to motion. So either a lineman's thinking the motion call is the snap call, or they're just can't keep their balance down there that long, because that's just uncharacteristic of a team that runs motion to have that many false starts off a motion call.
Yeah, and Grand County is severely struggling in the penalty department here early on. But now with 1:39 to go in the opening quarter, 34-0 lead for San Juan. The penalty on Grand County. Timeout. Coach Wells calls a timeout. And so it'll be from the 40-yard line for Grand County on their own side of midfield. And we'll see what the Red Devils can do here. They got their first down of the night moments ago. They would have had it by pass, but they tacked on a personal foul on San Juan, so they've got themselves decent field position right now. Broncos trying to make Grand County jump. Now Austin Paris wanted to pass to the right side, but it's not there, so he tucked it up himself, and he'll lose a couple yards on that run.
George McNaughton in there, club and all, making the tackle.
Club and all, I love it. So net, Austin Paris now has 1 yard rushing on 9 carries. And it's second down, and it looks to be about 18 maybe. I gave him a loss of 2 right there. I think it may have been more. It looks like it was probably a loss of 3. We gave him the benefit of the doubt, though.
Okay, we're getting clarification here. If you touch the ball when you're out of bounds, it's just like it is out of bounds.
Oh, you know what? I have seen that. I have seen that done by a kick returner before to get that penalty. So that's what it is. So I badmouthed that man. That young man, Connor Swayze, made a great play for his team, touching it out of bounds. That's what made the kick be ruled out of bounds. All right. So I think we've gotten full clarification now. I want to say thanks for that. And Grand County runs it up to the 40 on this second down play. That gets a few yards back. Maybe a 5-yard run for the quarterback that time, I think, is who carried it. 3rd down and 15 now.
And I think Grand County's going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they are not coming up to the line of scrimmage, so that's going to do it for the first quarter. It's a 34-0 lead for the San Juan Broncos already, so they're 1 point away from getting a running clock in the second half already. And that'll do it for 1 quarter of play here tonight from Moab. We'll step aside. We'll return for the start of the second quarter. Stay with us. You're listening to Friday Night Lights and watching Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
For over 75 years, San Juan Health has strived to be the best place to receive medical care in southeastern Utah. With clinics in Blanding, Monticello, and Spanish Valley, San Juan Health offers a wide variety of services and world-class care close to home. Visit sanjuanhealth.org today to find out more. San Juan Health, chasing perfection since 1947.
We're back live to Grand County High School. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Getting set to start the second quarter now. The San Juan Broncos are up 34-0. And the Grand County Red Devils have a 3rd down and 15 at their own 40 as we begin the quarter. Nice pass over the left side, but not looking back to locate that football was the intended receiver, Romeo Williams. And it falls incomplete, 4th and 15. That was just a miscue between quarterback and receiver right there. So after completing back-to-back passes, Austin Paris falls to 3 of 5 on the night with 18 yards. And Grand County is going to be forced to punt again from their own side of midfield. San Juan up 34-0. One more score of any variety will put them into a running clock situation in the second half. But that will not begin until the start of the third quarter, even though we're just now getting underway in the second. This punt is sky high, and it's coming over here toward the cheerleaders. And hopefully everybody survived over here. That was definitely that was the Shank special right there.
And if we go off of where and this is where it's going to be marked by this sideline official over here, that's going to net 5-yard punt.
That thing.
And he's punted some good. He's had some good punts.
He's had some good ones. Yeah, that
one just came off his foot wrong, and you're right. Yeah, 5 yards is not what you needed. I don't think it really matters how well you flip the field against this San Juan offense. They've showed they just can go down and score on you, but it gives you a little bit of breathing room for a play or two.
But instead, the Broncos are going to start on the Grand County 45. So, again, the weight of the game on the shoulders of the Grand County defense as Jayton Knight drops back, throws to the far flat. Jagger Knees has to fight for some yardage there, and he'll get about 4 on a catch.
A good tackle out there by Austin Paris. Man, the quarterback.
He's doing everything.
He's doing everything.
Yeah.
And he like we talked about in the pregame, he's an athlete. He's a gamer, and he loves to be competitive.
Yeah, they do rely on him for just about everything. I noticed just looking over the stats.
He needs someone else to step up and help him.
Yeah, that's for sure. Pump fake for Jake Knight. Now he's going to go for it all. Has Jake Ivins, and Ivins stopped running at full speed, and I think is a little bit upset with himself. If he'd have kept going at full bore right there, I think Jake Knight had him in the end zone.
Yeah, great throw by Jake. Maybe just a little long. Jake has to turn around. He gets turned around backwards, which takes his momentum away from him. And then, unfortunately for Jake and his stature, he's just not tall enough to jump that high. If he was 6'4", maybe.
Well, that's the first incompletion of the game for Jake Knight.
Their first third down of the night right here.
And there you go, 3rd and 5. So that was actually a 5-yard. Oh, now the pitch is back. That's a fumble. Jagger Neves has to fall on that. A late pitch from Jake Knight, and Neves was not expecting that. It wasn't on target, and the Broncos find themselves with a 4th down and 9 on the loss there.
And if you're Grand County, this is exactly where you wanted to be right now. You need a stop to get your defense motivated and those on your offense to feel like they can go out and accomplish something here.
And so we'll see what the Broncos draw up on 4th down here.
No, it's going to be 3rd down. They're going to say that was an incomplete forward pass.
That was interesting because it was.
Because it looked to me like it was the
backwards lateral.
Pitch.
Yep, it was a backward lateral. Well, the Broncos get a break there, and they'll have a 3rd down.
Still doesn't make sense.
Even still, should be 4th down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They didn't call a penalty.
I'm confused. Incomplete pass. That should be a turnover on downs, I believe.
I'm not sure what happened there. Man, we're getting confused a lot
This
tonight.
is the 2nd week in a row that we've been confused on, that somebody's gotten an extra down. This week it's San Juan. That is a for sure mystery. Is the crowd over here?
Unless there was an inadvertent whistle. That's what happened last week on us.
Okay.
According to our rules analyst that texts us, and fills us in on what we were doing wrong, there was an inadvertent whistle on the field which would have replayed the down. So this may have been an inadvertent whistle as well.
All right. Well, Jake Knight does complete a pass here for a 1st down. So, boy, what of a turn of events. And that's complete to Javen Montella for 6 yards. His first catch of the night. But, boy, definitely mysterious there for a moment. 1st and 10 for San Juan, regardless, at the 33. Knight will drop back, has protection. The pocket closed in a bit, but he hits Jake Ivins on the sideline. Did he catch it in bounds? He did not. That was a circus catch over there, but it won't count. 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion, and now after going 7 for 7 to start, Jake Knight has thrown incomplete in 3 of his last 4 tries.
It's nice to see, though, Grand County tighten up a little bit and make San Juan work for this.
And here comes the option again, and this time the pitch works. And Jagger Neves around the outside. Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown, San Juan from the 33-yard line on the option pitch from Jake Knight. And that is 3 touchdowns now for Jagger Neves on the night. This is his first run officially of the night, a 33-yard touchdown scamper on the pitch. And the Broncos are up 40-0.
Yeah, and Owen Adams out there, number 16, blocking all the way down through the end zone.
Yeah.
That's what you want out of your receivers, man. You want your receivers to be blocking until that whistle blows and just moving their guy down the field.
He was driving his man into the parking lot over here as Trip Palmer just rips one right through. A low kick, but it's good. That is 4 PATs, or is that 5 now for Trip?
That's going to be 1,
I know
2,
he missed
3,
his first
4,
one.
5.
So that's 5. He missed one.
He missed 1, 5 out of 6.
So that's 6 touchdowns for the Broncos now as Trip Palmer connects, making it 41-0. 10:33 still to go in this first half. And Palmer will do the kicking honors as well as the Broncos up big here early on in this game.
And for a minute there, Grand County did a really good job at slowing down San Juan for 3 or 4 plays. And I've got to assume that the reason why we replayed 3rd down was there had to have been an inadvertent whistle because there wasn't a penalty called, and it was definitely 3rd down.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what happened last week when we were confused. The inadvertent whistle, you replay the down.
Well, here comes the kick for San Juan, and this time it's going to roll all the way down inside the 5 before it's picked up. So a bit of a miscue there, and Grand County's going to have a rough field position just outside their own 10 on that return. And so they'll be starting deep in their own territory, will the Red Devils. The Broncos up 41-0 here, and we're just over 90 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Not second half, ladies and gentlemen, 2nd quarter. So the Broncos on top in this one big. early on. And it'll be Grand County's offense trying to make something happen here. And right now, just kind of glancing over what I've got, it looks like basically 24 yards of total offense so far for them.
Yeah, they've struggled, and obviously not an offense. I don't know why they don't have a tailback just back there to help Austin out.
And Austin Paris will throw complete on the left side, and that's going to go for 10 yards. No flags on the field. Nice catch and run by Romeo Williams there.
And Romeo's a big target. He's a good-looking kid. He's got a big build, and he's got some height on some people. So, you know, a play that they've went to a couple of times that's given him some yards, that little quick jump pass almost. But it's got to be quick because that closes down so fast. Those linemen just cannot hold those blocks for more than the second half. You know, it's just Austin just got to get rid of the ball. And so anytime you can give him a quick out, a quick drop down is going to be obviously beneficial to him, and it's worked a few times now.
It is a first down. I think that is Grand County's first down, officially not by penalty, even though they had enough yardage to get it on when the penalty was tacked on. But who was this who ran it up the middle? Was that number 28 running that football? I didn't see who ran that. I think that may have been, it was either that or Connor Swayze. I'm not sure. But it's a 3-yard pickup.
It's going to be, looks like 28.
So, yeah, I've got him in the wrong spot. Tracy
24.
Okay, Connor Swayze. So he picks up 3. That's the first run I have for him all night. And it goes for 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. They've got the ball across their own 25. And he'll get the handoff again.
Nope.
No, he did not. I was fooled on that misdirection. And, boy, players are just getting slung around everywhere. It's just it's like a rugby scrum in there. It's tough to see what's even going on. But Grand County forces that ahead for a few yards up to the 30.
And it's got to be frustrating for the quarterback, Austin, doing a lot of the running, passing, not having a lot of time. But also, if you're Coach Wells, you got to have someone else get involved in this offense. It cannot be him holding the load every play because all San Juan's doing right now is keying off of where number 1's at.
Yeah, and it was him carrying the football that time now. And another big 3rd down for Grand County here from their own 30, 3rd and 3. Paris rolls out to the right and has Jake Ivins all over him. Ivins isn't going to let him get free. The ball is loose. I felt like the ground caused the fumble, but they're going to allow it to be picked up and run into the end zone. They're going to signal touchdown for Jagger Neves. It'll be his 4th touchdown of the night, but there is a flag on the play.
It's holding.
I thought Paris was down on this play.
I think he swings him right here, and he's on the top of his
knee.
body.
It's the tackler's knee, and then I guess they never recovered it while they were down. Jagger Neves was allowed to run that back in. Yeah, it was Jake Ivins who was making the tackle, and it hit Ivins' knee. So we confirmed by replay that it was a fumble. I'm not sure how they weren't down, though. I guess they never had
Well, no one had possession of it from down. And if Jake would have gathered that ball up because he's on the ground, then the ball's down by contact.
Yep.
But luckily, no one could get a handle on it. And Jagger Neves is able to pick it up, and he's still standing on his feet. So he's now able, on the live ball, to run that into the end zone.
So a kick return touchdown to start the game, a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and now a fumble recovery for touchdown for Jagger Neves. So he's vying for player of the game. That's for sure. And by the way, just by mentioning that, get your predictions in for player of the game tonight. We've got some things to give away. We got some choices for you.
Was the PAT good?
Let's see.
Looks like it.
That's 40, still right now at 47,
Nope.
so I guess
Was
not.
it not good?
No good.
47-0.
Well, let's just wait a moment and see if that goes up, I guess. I don't know why I keep looking over there. I've got the scoreboard right in front of me, as my buddy Lane Palmer pointed out earlier.
Here's the one of the other things you got to – that fumble caused by Jake Ivins just because he's relentless, and he's had 2 or 3 of those now, just relentless from that backside pressure at getting there. I mean, Jake Ivins is doing everything he can on that defensive side of the ball to just disrupt everything Grand County's trying to do.
And here's the kick for San Juan, and it'll be just fallen upon as they didn't field that cleanly at the 28-yard line on their own side of midfield for Grand County. So they continue to dig a deeper and deeper hole here. A couple fumbles in this game, And that nearly got away from them right there. 47-0 for San Juan, and the clock is running.
I've been there before where it's like when nothing goes right and nothing goes right.
Yeah.
And it's like you just can't. It's a snowball, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's just hard to stop. And sometimes you're just like, man, just get me out of this game. I can tell you from experience, I've been there. It is not fun to stand on those sidelines.
No.
It's just a miserable experience for everybody.
Especially the head coach. But, yeah, 47-0. We got ourselves a running clock here in the first half. Broncos up. We'll see if Grand County can make something happen here on offense. But, no, running into a wall again is Austin Paris, who's going to absolutely be beat up after this game. He's just taking a beating in there. Like you said, Art, pointed out a couple times that he's got to have some guys step in and help him out. But it's not happening so far in this game.
Yeah, you feel bad for a kid like that. You feel bad for the whole team because you want teams to be competitive. You want to have a competitive game. Every coach will tell you want to go out there and get the best out of their athletes so that they can bring out the best from your athletes. You just don't, because we're looking at it now at 47-0. At some point here, maybe not in this first half of the game, but these starters are going to have to start sitting, which makes for a long second week when you don't have to play. When you don't get to play a full game.
Right. And Paris in the shotgun is swarmed and sacked. George McNaughton is coming up from back there. Is that cut? No, it's not
Brad
cut.
Scow.
Brad Scow in there with that new jersey, sporting those new threads, wearing 99 now.
And I don't know how much more Austin Paris can take. He has been banged up. I mean, I guarantee mentally he's going to say, hey, leave me in the game. But there's going to have to come a time where if they cannot protect him, his head coach is going to have to do something different with this offense.
Well, there's a penalty on San Juan here that's going to mark the ball all the way across the 35, and that'll move the chains for Grand County. So they continue to keep this drive alive here.
From where the flag was thrown, I was watching Austin walk off the field when they called that. But
defensive hold.
Yeah, I feel bad for the young man because he's definitely getting his money out of this game.
Yeah, the frustration is evident in the way he's carrying himself for sure, and has been from pretty early on. But he's back in the shotgun, still going to work here. And he's going to break to the outside. Flags do fly, but if the run counts, he gets a block and down the sideline before he's knocked down all the way into San Juan territory to the 32. But, yeah, we do have flags out.
You're going to have a holding here at the 35, and you're going to have a defenseless player hit on a defenseless player here, crackback block on the 50. So they'll take the face mask.
So that.
Oh, well, and a horse call. Okay, there you go. Defensive block.
Offsetting, and they're going to replay the down. So the best run of the night for Austin Paris, again, gets erased. That's probably, I'm going to say that's 30 yards of offense that's been taken off the board for Grand County on penalties.
So you must have had a defensive lineman get up into the face mask here on the line because the white hat threw the face mask call, and that traditionally is not called from that position unless you get a illegal hands to the face, get a lineman that slips up the pad, gets up there in the face mask on the helmet of the offensive lineman. So that's probably what that's called. And then the defenseless player right here, crackback block, that was right in front of us on the 50, and I saw that one coming the minute the kid lit him up.
Well, it erases it all, and we're back to 1st and 10 from the 35 for Grand County. Paris in shotgun. He's got to almost persuade his guys to go in motion. Oh, a nice fake pitch. Got Branton Bethea, but Bethea's got some folks to back him up over here.
Yep, J.D. Palmer and George McNaughton over here to quickly run down, so they're not going to let Paris get another big run like that. But, yeah, what a good fake there with the ball. Haddo Branton on his heels. He'll take some flack for that.
Yeah, I think
when they watch film.
I think I saw an undergarment hit the turf there as he.
He'll take those guys will give him some flack when they watch film Monday morning for that little oops.
It's ultimately a loss of 1, so Branton's got to thank his buddies over here on the near sideline who picked him up. 2nd down and 11 for Grand County in that wing tee. They send Swayze in motion, and they hand off to him. I think Paris took a beating from his own guy, taking the handoff that time even. He's just real ginger right now. He's been taking a lot of hits already. Nice little run for Swayze for 9 yards, though.
And finally some good blocking up front by that offensive line and those extra backs. They got to the space, and San Juan was unable to get through the gaps, and that's what the wing T is designed to do. It's designed to block out and make room in that right off that guard, off the tackle, to where you can just maneuver up the seam, and that time they do it. And there's so many guys there in space that it's so hard to run if you're not really prolific at it.
Well, it's 3rd down and 1, a big 3rd down here. They'll go right back to Swayze. He'll push the pile. Oh, and reaches. The ball was down, they say, before it was fumbled. I didn't see it come free, but that's enough for a 1st down. Nice little effort there by Connor Swayze.
Stetson Black's helmet comes off, so he's got to come out, so they'll roll in. Now they got 2 big linemen in there. They usually don't. They usually don't run those 2 big in there. Now they got Cash Palmer and Brad Scow, but because Stetson has to go out because his helmet come off, you're going to see a heavy set from the defensive line here, which you don't normally see out of Coach Byron's defensive line. Yeah, he likes the speed and quickness on those ends.
I see some hands on hips and breathing going on out there, too. But they're ready to go. So it's a 1st down for Grand County at their own 46, maybe 47 with the spot. Paris drops back to pass, but the pocket closes in on him, and he'll get the ball back to the line of scrimmage before he's slung down by one of those big hog mollies in there.
Big Brad Scow. That kid was hurt for the first of the year, missed a lot of games, and was a starter on the offensive line, came back now. He's definitely in a lot better shape and feeling good because he's done a tremendous job on this defensive front, playing that nose tackle position.
We got that field view again. We can wave and say hi.
Well, yeah, there we are. See?
Yeah, that's right.
Man,
that's
I tell you.
That booth from the far side of the field looks nice with this red wall behind us.
Yeah, no kidding. How come I look so big over there on camera? I have to go on a diet.
2nd down and 10 after the no-gain run from Paris. He'll get the outside on the left side again, and he's going to go for a 1st down and more. Forced out of bounds at the San Juan 41. That's a pickup of 14 yards. Nice little run from the QB.
A nice little run by Paris there, and you can just see that he's limping a little bit, but man, when it comes time to turn it on, he's turning it on, so not hurt too bad. Limping a little bit back to the huddle there, but that kid, he don't care what the score is. He wants to go down and put 6 on San Juan. That would be just the best thing for this night as they go score on this varsity defense.
Well, they've, obviously the running clock is not technically supposed to start until the 2nd half. They were running it for a little bit there, but now that Grand County's driving, they got it stopped as he went out of bounds, so we got 2:50. I mean, they were running out of time, but now maybe they'll have a little bit of time here as this offense is finally starting to put something together. Austin Paris rolling out to the right, has a little bit of time, throws on the run complete. It's only going to go for about 3 yards, but a nice catch over here from number 9, Lane Peterson.
Lane's a great kid. I know that kid. He's a great kid, great athlete, also a wrestler, fantastic young man. And you just like to see those kind of kids do well. You still want to beat them, but you like to see them do well.
And the clock rolling down under 2:20 now to go. And if you're Grand County, you got to just develop a little urgency here, I think, because you've still got a ways to go on this San Juan defense. Boy, you'd love if you're Grand County to put some points up on the board before halftime. And they'll be getting the football to start the 2nd half as well.
Yeah, I don't understand that you're moving the ball here. 2 good plays. Why you're not even going quick or calling timeouts?
And Connor Swayze gets a handoff. The hole he was going for on the outside to the left closed up immediately, and he had to reverse direction and ends up losing a couple yards here. Looks like about 3 actually in arrears. So that will be a 3rd down and 10 right at the 40-yard line of San Juan. And now down to nearly 90 seconds to go in this 1st half with the Broncos up 47-0.
And like we've said, Rhett, it's obviously apparent that the whole offense runs through Paris here, either with his legs running or with him throwing those little short passes. I think that if you're Coach Wells, you go back to that.
But they're going to go to Paris on the ground, and right through the line, grabbing him was Jagger Neves. He didn't ever tackle him officially, but they do whistle the play down for forward progress.
Trying to protect the quarterback there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. And I think Austin Paris does as well. it's maybe no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 6 inches.
Yeah, if I'm Wells, it's 4th down. You got 53 and counting down here. I'd go for it here.
Yeah, just take a shot. That's what you got to do.
I'm surprised that San Juan hasn't taken that timeout. Traditionally they would, but maybe they know that, hey, we're just going to let this thing wind down.
Well, we'll see if they take a shot here. This is the first time on 4th down they haven't come out to punt in this game. Down to half a minute to go in the half. Boy, this is a real tight. Is this a kneel-down formation? No, it's a wing tee. It looks a lot like a kneel-down formation, but I guess Paris thought that nothing was open downfield. He tucked it up himself off left guard and doesn't get anything. So that'll be a turnover on downs. No gain on that run for Paris.
And that clock did run a little bit after that. When play was over, I think you're right. You're on something here with the.
Well, for a while they were just running it. Yeah. So and they may. We'll see what happens here. The Broncos are going to get at least one play here, but
it's not going to be a kneel down by the Broncos.
No, I don't think so. 1st and 10 as San Juan takes over at their own 41.
This is scenario stuff. If you're down in a big game with this much time, this is exactly why you run these plays.
And Jayton Knight will drop back, floats one to the left side, sets up a Jagger Neves catch and some blocking. Now Neves finds a seam, and he goes for 13 yards, but there are flags on the field. Illegal man downfield is what they're going to call. And that will stop the clock with 12 and a half seconds to go. Yeah, so
that
I
was
guess
a screen. Where was the line of scrimmage there?
If Cutbake was a little ahead of the line of scrimmage, can we
watch that again?
Yeah, I think Cutler Baker got out ahead right there for that catch. I think we saw warm-ups there.
Did he call a legal man or?
Yeah, he did. That's what this is, right? Yeah. So that's going to mark it back. That's a 5-yard penalty, I think, from the spot.
Let's see, the line of scrimmage is here. The pass was caught behind the line of scrimmage. That is not illegal man downfield. No way. I might not know all the rules, but I know that rule.
And you're what'd you say earlier? I'm not the smartest
man
in the room,
but I'm not the dumbest.
There's only a few of us in here, Art, so I'm getting a little concerned. Jayton Knight will drop back. This is probably the last play of the half. Throws complete. Is that Javen Montella over there? I still can't see a number.
22.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's I think a 17-yard pass.
Out of bounds. 1.4 seconds left on the clock.
So there will be one last play.
One last play to throw it down. Your little, whatever your Hail Mary play is here.
So here we go. One last play to close out this first half. A 47-0 lead for San Juan. Jayton Knight's got 4 men going out to the end zone. Throws up the 500 ball. And is that a catch in the end zone?
By guess
That is
who?
a touchdown. Are you kidding me? What a catch. Falling down, Javen Montella. Outrageous.
Holy cow.
He's made some of the most acrobatic catches this year. That is insane. That is his trademark, falling down backwards. Through the defender's head that ball went. I don't know how that even got to him. That is an unbelievable catch and makes it 53-0. Unbelievable pass, unbelievable catch. Again, I don't know how that didn't deflect away from Javen Montella. The man was all over him. He went up and high-pointed the ball. What a replay from Stream Utah. Outrageous.
And it comes down inbounds. That would have been good in the NFL right there.
That is a great pitch and catch. That's more than a pitch and catch. That was a long bomb and a catch. And the PAT is blocked as we got a new man in attempting these now, Randall Black. But that'll do it. Time is 0 on the clock, and so that's the end of the first half. A 53-0 lead for San Juan. What a catch to end the half. We're going to send it away for a break. We'll come back out to start the halftime show. Return with us to Grand County High School. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
You don't have to be sidelined by sports injuries in San Juan County. Precision Rehab provides physical therapy in Monticello and Blanding, as well as Montezuma Creek and Monument Valley, where our therapists have helped athletes of all ages get back in the game since 1996. Precision Rehab is dedicated to restoring you and your loved ones to peak performance when pain and injury slow you down. We offer innovative, effective treatments that make a difference. Treatment is covered by most insurances, including Medicare. Call 435-678-3869 for an appointment. That's 435-678-3869. Or find out more at PrecisionRehabUtah.com.
Here at Lyle Northern Electric, we take pride in our highly qualified team, dedicated to serving our community. Whether you need commercial, residential, or solar electrical services, our certified experts are ready to meet your needs. We are proud to support our community, especially our youth and high school athletics. Lyle Northern Electric, serving our community since 1957.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance your home or property? Ask for the professionals at Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency. Anderson Oliver Title has provided title insurance and real estate closing services in San Juan and Grand counties for 25 years. Anderson Oliver Title isn't just another out-of-town company. It's the only locally owned and operated title company in southeastern Utah. The owners and employees at Anderson Oliver Title are excited to support our communities and are proud to support high school athletics and activities.
Monson's Quality Meat Processing and Blanding provides processing for both wild and domestic animals. They also carry USDA choice steaks, ground beef, and 14 unique flavors of handmade bratwurst. Monson specializes in friendly service, the highest quality products, and flexible timing, all at a competitive price. That's Monson's Quality Meat Processing at 885 East Pinion Ridge Road in Blanding. Call 435-459-1401 or find them on Facebook.
Hello, my name is David Palmer, and I am the Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Blanding.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Stubbs. As a recently elected San Juan County Commissioner,
we are so excited to collaborate with SJC-PAC, Coalition, and San Juan Counseling to bring parents-empowered messaging to our beautiful Wellness Center pool area.
Parents Empowered is a Utah company designed to help parents understand the power they have and reducing the risk of underage drinking.
Survey data tells us that youth perception of risk in San Juan County in all grades went from 83.6% in 2019 to 68.3% in 2021. This means our kids don't understand the damage that alcohol and other drugs can cause on their developing brains.
Did you know that Utah teens reported that parental disapproval is the #1 reason they choose not to drink?
Never assume your children know what your rules, expectations, and attitudes are. Write them down and discuss them with your kids so they understand the reasons behind them.
Bonding is essential to preventing underage drinking. Children are less likely to drink when the parents are involved in their lives and when children and the parents feel close to one another.
Together, we can help build a stronger San Juan County.
Let's do this!
Welcome back live to Grand County High School, Friday Night Lights halftime show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. For those of you watching the stream, you can see the young girls out there performing some dance moves. And it looks like they're being led by some of the older girls who are showing them the moves. But, yeah, these are the young girls out there right now putting on a show for the Grand County fans. We'll take a look at some first-half stats here as the San Juan Broncos are up handily in this one after one half of play, 53-0, and I'm sure, it could have been worse. They ran the clock for a little bit in that first half until Grand County started to put together a little bit of offense. But speaking of Grand County offense, not a whole lot in that first half. 31 yards passing. Austin Paris was 4 of 7. And 31 yards rushing with 2 fumbles. So a grand total of 62 yards of total offense in this game so far. So a tough first half for the Grand County Red Devils. Obviously, we're going to have a running clock in the second half, and my guess is we're going to see some second stringers and maybe third stringers from San Juan, and so Grand County might have an opportunity to start making some hay offensively in the second half. But switching over to the San Juan Broncos now, and if you're Jayton Knight, 203 yards passing in that first half. He was 10 of 13 with 4 TDs. And the receivers of those were Jagger Neves, a 23-yard catch. Branton Bethea, a 52-yard touchdown catch. Owen Adams, a 27-yard touchdown catch. Where is the 4th one? I forgot to mark it down. Oh, it was the last one of the half, the 46-yarder from Javen Montella on the circus catch. So Montella has 69 yards receiving in the first half on 3 catches and a TD. Owen Adams has 45 yards on 2 catches. 52 yards for Branton Bethea on 1 catch. 19 for Jake Ivins on 2 catches. Jagger Neves out of the backfield has 28 yards receiving on 2 catches. But Jagger Neves has been all over the place. 4 touchdowns for him. He opened the game with a kick return TD. Then he caught the 23-yard touchdown pass from Jayton Knight. Then he ran one in from 33 yards out, and then he recovered a fumble and ran that back, I think, from around the 20-yard line. So Jagger Neves is vying for player of the game, that's for sure. We'll see how it shapes out. And again, get your predictions in on the YouTube page. Picture It Palmer. That's probably where most of you are watching the stream already. So make your comments on there and get your predictions in for player of the game. Let me get to the things that you could win. I have it written down somewhere. In fact, I need to mention some of these sponsors, so I need to get back to this. But we're giving away a choice of either swag from Bearskins Custom Ink or a Red Rock 92 hat or 2 tickets to the next home game. And if you win that, you'll contact pictureitpalmer@gmail.com. And again, that's a future situation. We'll get to that with about 2 minutes left in the game. So get your predictions in for player of the game tonight. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not get to the rushing stats. J.D. Palmer carried the ball twice, also has a touchdown and 37 yards on those 2 carries for J.D. Palmer. That's all the stats in the first half. And Friday Night Lights is brought to you in part tonight by Bradford Tire at the center of it all at 39 East Center in Blanding. Also tonight, Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. Creative Floors, covering all of San Juan County's carpet and flooring needs. Crowley Construction, dirt roads, driveways, and more. For any job, big or small, call Crowley Construction. Dependable Auto Repair, Brad Stoddard and his crew get the job done. And Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids as well. We're going to take one more real quick break, and we'll come back out to conclude the halftime show with some scores from around the area. And then we'll start off the second half. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Utah is our home, unique in its strengths and struggles. And sadly, suicide in Utah is one of our greatest challenges. So people across the state are coming together to answer the call, to change our culture around suicide and mental health, to give hope and provide genuine help. Together, we can get through, lift up, look ahead, and live on. Learn how you can reach out at liveonutah.org.
No matter what you've got planned for the weekend, a home makeover, a landscaping project, a backyard barbecue, your neighbors at Red's Ace Hardware in Blanding have what you need. You'll find great buys on paint, tools, and yard and garden supplies, not to mention grills, patio furniture, and pool care essentials. We carry top brands like Clark & Kensington, Craftsman, Scotts & Weber, and our helpful associates can answer all your questions. For national brands and local expertise, you can always count on Red's Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Desert Rivers Credit Union is proud to team up with the communities in our corner of the state. A nationwide network of ATMs and branches, full line of mortgage products, local decision-making, low fees, and great rates for every credit score are just a few of the things we bring to the team. And to top it off, we are for people, not profit. Come by and meet our team at one of our 4 branch locations or visit desertriverscu.com. We love our communities and are proud to support our youth.
Back live to Grand County High School, Friday Night Lights halftime show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. The Broncos lead the game 53-0 over the Red Devils here at halftime, and we'll turn it over to you, Mr. Art Adair, and find out what scores are going on from around the area.
Okay, according to Des News scoreboard, Delta trails Milford 6-13. Judge Memorial leads Summit Academy 10-0. South Summit leads ALA 21-0. Layton Christian 35-0 over Providence Hall. Emory, South Sevier matchup. Two teams we played recently. Emory leads that 28-13. And then if we go into some 8-player up there in Monticello, they lead St. Joe's 22-0 right now.
And that game is on StreamUtah.Live tonight as well.
StreamUtah as well. And then, just maybe a little something. Manti Richfield, that's a big game for those of us that follow football around the state, and I know a lot of San Juan fans do, but currently it shows Richfield leading Manti 7-0. That one of those premier matchups right there, so interesting to see how that one goes. After last week's 5 overtimes between North Summit and Beaver, I don't know if you know that, but last week they go to 5 overtimes, North Summit and Beaver, and North Summit beats Beaver. So
wow,
in the 1A, and
wow,
a lot of tight contests.
I never heard how that one officially ended. I think when we left the booth, it was in the triple overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's 5 overtimes for North Summit on their home field to beat the Beavers.
That is impressive. Well, just taking a look at some of the updates I've gotten, and not a whole lot. We don't have an update from the Dove Creek Mancus game. That's one we're paying attention to over there in Colorado. That's a big showdown between a couple of the 8-man powerhouses in Colorado. Also, Dolores is at Sargent tonight, but we do have an update. Norwood suffering a 20-13 loss at Sanford this afternoon or this evening, so that final is in. We've got a final on the volleyball court as well. Not surprisingly, Dove Creek handling Center very easily in straight sets. The Lady Bulldogs moved to 13-1 on the year. Art, it takes a little bit more power to move up in the RPI standings in Colorado. They have so many teams. I think Dove Creek is, I don't know if they were 20. I don't know. I think they were 6th or 7th or something. But, boy, a 13-1 record in Utah, you'd be number 1.
Oh, for sure. Just a lot more teams in those divisions over there, so it's a lot harder to climb those ranks, even with 1 or 2 losses.
But they'll obviously be in the mix come playoff time. Another good win for Dove Creek tonight. We got a lot of other stuff going on. There's football everywhere. Of course, we mentioned the Dove Creek Mancus game, Dolores at Sargent. Montezuma Cortez is at Gunnison tonight. I could see if I can maybe get an update on that one. They don't really pass along updates too well from Colorado on Max Preps, at least. There's no update on that one, so Montezuma Cortez is at Gunnison. Let's see. Monument Valley is at Altamont tonight. And I could real quick take a look and see if I can get any other 8-man updates. But I don't know if anything will come up. So Monument Valley at Altamont this evening. Whitehorse is at Water Canyon tonight. No updates for either of those games as we speak. On the volleyball court, we already mentioned the Dove Creek score. This Grand County squad is at Duchesne tonight. Monument Valley is hosting Pinnacle. The San Juan Lady Broncos are at North Summit, and we haven't seen any scores on those yet tonight either. So a whole lot of non-score updates for you, basically just letting you know what's going on. But here tonight on the Grand County High School football field, it's the San Juan Broncos up 53-0 as these teams back out on the field to warm up, get set for the second half, which is going to feature a running clock tonight.
Yeah, a lot of those score updates depend on fans to get on there and be the scorekeeper and update stuff as the game goes on. I know that I do it a lot for Monticello volleyball. Try to update when I'm at those games away and home. But, it's hard to come by scores, so I'm religious at after the game's over, drive home if I'm not driving, or stopping and just going down through the list, because usually about a half hour to an hour after all the games end, you can get all those scores. And I'm a junkie for that kind of stuff. I love to get on there and look at the scores throughout the whole state of Utah in football just to see the close contests. And I follow a bunch of teams. I have friends and family on a bunch of teams up north. My wife's a graduate of the Springville Red Devils.
Look at you.
The counterparts to the Grand County Red Devils, I guess. And so I follow a lot of those teams. I have a lot of coaching friends. I actually got a phone call today from the great Dave Peck. I don't know if you know who he is, Rhett, but he coached Bingham High School to many state titles. He's in the Utah Hall of Fame up there. He called me today. We had a nice chat.
Nice.
Good friend of mine, and just checking in. And good, it's good to talk to those coaches throughout the state and those relationships. And so, I love to watch how other teams do, and I'm a football junkie.
You are connected from one corner of the state to the other, Mr.
And
Adair.
some good and some bad, too.
Yeah. I mean, we even get personal texts from officials who we badmouth when they come and ref our games.
Yeah, we didn't badmouth him. He knows who he is. We love him, and he does a great job. We question a lot of stuff, and that's our job, is to question up here. And like I said, we don't know all the rules, and even when I was coaching full-time and had the rule book in my pocket, I made a lot of mistakes on the rules, and it's hard to when you don't deal with them all the time in situations to know all those things. So we appreciate him, and I appreciate those people who text me throughout the game, say, hey, this might what happen. This is because we miss a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on up here.
Yeah, and it's certain circumstances that we miss and wonder why something was called a certain way. But at any rate, that'll do it for the halftime show. We're getting set now to kick it off to start the third quarter. Grand County is going to be receiving. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled nursing and rehab facility in a caring setting. Also tonight, Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life in the Intermountain West. And again, get your predictions in for player of the game tonight. You can win swag from Bearskins Custom Ink, or a Red Rock 92 hat, or 2 tickets to the next home game. So get your guesses in on the Picture It Palmer YouTube site in the comments. And what do we have?
Got a lot of the JV guys out here on the kickoff team.
So San Juan bringing out the underclassmen for the start of this second half.
I think this is the JV kickoff team, actually. You got number 54 out there kicking it. This is the brother to Jayton Knight.
So now this is when they're going to start really testing my ability to know people. Easton Knight kicking the ball.
Big E.
And, yeah, is there anybody who's small for this San Juan team is a real question. Everybody's big somebody. So Easton Knight gets his first kick of the season, I'm thinking, away on the varsity level. And, boy, the returner slides down. Is that Austin Paris? No, it's
number
not.
18.
That was interesting. Slid down at the 30. He didn't hit the team. It's Jonathan Doming. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I'm going to be on my toes trying to keep track of who's in for San Juan in this second half. But
Looks
hopefully
like the starting defense is in here, Rhett.
Okay. So, yeah, they let the kick team come out and get some time, and I'm sure we're going to see the JV and the third stringers in here before this thing's all said and done. It is a running clock for this second half. So Grand County starting from their own 30, 1st and 10. Austin Paris had a chance to rest those bruises, get some icy hot on, and back out here for the start of this second half as he hands off to Connor Swayze, who doesn't get much, maybe a yard.
Stopped by Bethea out there.
That's amazing that Branton Bethea can be involved in a play right in the line of scrimmage, right in the middle there.
I tell you, those linebackers for San Juan, they are scrappy, and they play downhill the whole time, and they're quick. I mean, they rally. You rarely see just one guy. You see 3 or 4 guys rallying to that football.
Right. 2nd down and 9 for Grand County at the 31 now. And a little Paris play action, and he tried to follow his man in the backfield, who I'm assuming is Swayze, but boy, it is tough to tell what is going on when they get in that crowd. He didn't get much. Again, maybe a yard for the quarterback that time. And that's his 18th carry of the night. I'm going to run out of space for him carrying the football here.
To have a second page just for him.
Well, it's rare that you see the runs beat the pass attempts, but that's happening tonight. 18 runs now for 18 carries for Austin Paris and only 7 pass attempts. And it's a 3rd down and 8 for the Red Devils at their own 33. Paris is flushed out. He's on the run to the left side, throws against his body. What a pass and a catch right at the sticks. It'll be a 1st down. That was a 9-yard pass, and boy, he threaded the needle there.
And I know you like to run the ball to set up the pass, but to me, I think you either got to roll Austin out and use his legs on the outside, or you've got to do those right there where you're just throwing those quick, intermediate, short passes. He's got a bullet. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he can throw them pretty good. And he's obviously got a couple of receivers that can catch him right there in space and not worry about getting tackled and hit. So I think if I'm Coach Wells, that's my game plan the rest of this game. Those little runs up the middle are not working against the San Juan front.
Yeah, that was Trace York on a nice catch for Grand County. We'll see what they draw up here on 1st and 10 from their own 42. Paris from the shotgun will immediately roll out right, looking downfield. They try to set up a screen, but it's going to be picked off, and Jagger Neves is going to go for his 5th touchdown of the night. There is a flag late. And boy, if this is a San Juan flag, this is really going to make the coach pull his hair out, because this was completely unnecessary, way out of the play. They're going to wave the flag off, I guess.
No, I don't know.
I'm not sure what he's going to.
He's trying to get the attention of the official, the white hat, because they don't know that he's throwing a flag over here. And I don't understand what he threw it for either, because he was way out of the play, and he threw it after he crossed the goal line.
Yeah, you can see. Well, I just had mentioned there hadn't been any interceptions yet in this game, and if this stands,
he's going to call
a sideline warning on Grand County in the middle of the play. Okay, interesting. So a kick return touchdown, a fumble return touchdown, and now an interception return touchdown for Jagger Neves. Is this guy having a game or what tonight against his rivals, the Grand County Red Devils? My goodness. 3 touchdowns, not offensive for San Juan.
A little pick six action going on.
So can you do, I know you can bat for the cycle in baseball. What is this for? Neves has done it all. He's done every way you can score a touchdown, he's done it. Kick return, fumble return, interception return, a run, a reception. The only thing he can do now, like he return a punt. I guess he could return a punt. He could throw a touchdown pass. Those are 2 other ways you can score, I guess. We're running out of ways that Jagger Neves can score a touchdown tonight.
You're getting creative up here. I might have to put you on the headset
Outrageous.
with Coach Christensen over there.
Well, he did throw a touchdown pass last week, as you might remember.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's maybe only a couple more ways that that Jagger Neves could register a touchdown here tonight. My goodness. I mean, this currently is just like hitting for the cycle. Wow, 59-0 for San Juan. Again, it's a running clock here, 8:43. It's temporarily stopped for the score and the kickoff, and now they're going to mark this. I guess this is more than a warning on the Grand County sideline. They're going to mark it off down to the 45 of the Red Devils. So if it wasn't bad enough already for Grand County, now we're
going to see what kind. If young Easton Knight here can put this through the
uprights. Yeah, through the uprights. See if he's trying. Kicking off from his opponent's 45. We'll see what he does here. It'll go into the end zone for sure. So the young man gets a nice solid kick. That is a thick man for a kick. You don't normally see a kicker all solid like that.
He's the JV center.
And he runs like RoboCop. So, I mean, yeah, those Knight boys, I tell you, they're formidable. Grand County's going to have it from their own 20 after a first touchback of the ball game. And again, a running clock, but right now it's temporarily stopped at 8:43, 59-0 for San Juan.
And now you have the JV defense in here, Rhett.
And, yeah, I imagine it's JV from here on out.
With the exception of Stetson Black, it looks like.
So get your predictions in for player of the game, again, at the Picture It Palmer YouTube site. You can comment right on there. You got a chance to win several fun prizes, including 2 tickets to the next Broncos home game if you like. And it will be the final home game of the regular season next week when Delta comes to town.
Paris had number 11, Romeo, I believe. Is that his name? Romeo? Yep, Romeo Williams open over there, but unable to complete the pass. So he brings up 2nd down here, but good. This is if you're Grand and you got San Juan's JV out there, this is where you want to, I know it's their JV, but hey, you know what? You want to get some positive work in here.
Right. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Austin Paris will try to run it up the gut, and he is slammed to the turf.
Yeah, unfortunately, his line just did not open up a crease there. He was looking to go right up the center, and nothing developed.
And it's really the story of the game. And you said it, Art. They're just not mixing it up. They're just continuing to hammer away at that run up the middle, which is not really producing a whole lot.
Yeah, you go back and watch this film if you're Grand, and you'll see that your outside run game, your little quick passes, that's what you were getting positivity on. And I know you want to that the run game opens up those, but you got to just go to what's working. They go to a double handoff here now.
And still nothing doing. Maybe a yard. Who ended up getting that ball finally?
Looks like it was 24.
It was Connor Swayze ultimately on the run, and now he got about 3 yards, maybe 4. We'll call it 4.
Yeah, Austin handed off there to Lane Peterson, and Lane Peterson immediately handed off to number 24.
Like it was a hot potato?
Yep, who it was designed
yes.
Almost like a counter trap.
Well, it is a 4th down, so Grand County, the San Juan JVD forces a punt, and that is a good punt. That's going to push the Bronco returner back, and now slipping a tackle, and down the sideline, and still on his feet down the sideline, and is finally knocked out of bounds, but there is a flag.
Nash
Young with a great return, but I think it's going to come back.
I'll tell you, that kid, he's a firecracker, too. We've seen him with some catches, some interceptions throughout the year, and then some return. That kid's just got some ability and speed.
So hold on the San Juan returners, so that will be erased. But, boy, he made a couple guys miss, and I thought he might, if he'd have cut to the middle of the field over here, he'd have probably gone. But he had his eyeballs pointed down the sideline, and that's the way he went. But the San Juan JV offense is going to get an opportunity here, starting from their own 45. So let's see. Oh, it's not. Is that Jayton Knight still in? It looks like.
No, it's Jagger. So here you go. He's going to throw a touchdown for you.
You're right.
They were listening.
Yeah, I tell you what. And he hands off, and it's
Taryn Bayless.
And flags do fly here. Well, that's a huge flag that looks like a yellow cone out there at the 45-yard line. That thing landed just right. But so that run by Taryn Bayless is coming back. Let me get him marked in here. It takes me a minute just to get all these new guys written down. I need to start putting these guys on the sheet. There's really no reason to keep this blank, I don't think.
And so we got Jagger Neves at quarterback and Taryn Bayless at tailback now. Quick snap. Taryn Bayless off the right side. Nope, Jagger kept it. Fooled me.
Yeah, and he didn't get much at all. He was wrapped up. So after that penalty, it was 1st and 20, and it's going to stay 20. 2nd down and 20 after he ran for no yards.
Yeah, that's fooled me. I thought he'd handed that off to number 37 out there.
No dice.
And, wow.
Here, I'll get back on play-by-play and help you out, man. 2nd down and 20 as Neves will hand off this time. So Neves has got a good fake is what you're saying. And this time the Grand County defense plugs up the hole and nothing doing for Bayless either. So 3rd down and 20. Got your JV lineman in there now, I think, blocking for these guys. So
yeah, we'll see if the coach lets Jagger air one out here. Maybe you get your wish for a hat trick.
I tell you what, man, after that, he'd have to somehow, well, he's already scooped and scored. He is going to throw one right side and completes it to Trip Palmer, who dives ahead, and on the second effort is going to get a 1st down at the 45. Are you kidding me?
That was the swan dive. I know that kid's a high jumper, but, man, he might go out for the swim team because the diving team or something. But that was, he knew exactly where he was at, and he's so long. He's got to be, 6'3"?
Yeah.
That he just extended his whole frame.
He used all that length right there and moved the chains for him. Was that that was a 3rd down play, not 4th down, right? Okay.
3rd down.
Converted 3rd down, my goodness. So Jagger Neves in at QB, handing off to Bayless once again, and it's hard work in the crowd there. Maybe a yard, not much more than that. And it'll be 2nd down and 9. They are in Grand County territory once again, and we're winding down to the last 4 minutes of the 3rd quarter under running clock with a 59-0 lead for San Juan here.
Taryn Bayless, one of those kids that plays running back. He plays behind 2 other pretty good running backs for San Juan, so he doesn't get a lot of varsity action here, but sure would like to see that kid punch it in.
He'll get it again. And another short gain of maybe 2, possibly 3 up to the 40. I'll give him 3, give him the benefit of the doubt. That'll spring him the rest of the way down the field, I think, Art, if I do that.
I hope so.
On the stat sheet, I think he could probably feel the mojo.
I would like Coach Christensen to run that varsity O-line in there and let him run behind them for about 4 plays.
That'd be a whole different ball of wax then. Third down and about 6. He'll get the handoff again, Will Bayless, and he gets tripped up by the quarterback for Grand County, Austin Paris, again on another play. He's been all over the field tonight doing yeoman's work for this Grand County team. Tough sledding for them tonight, of course. And that was a loss of 1 on that open field tackle.
Yeah, good. Austin just comes firing up there. And we're going to, almost a encroachment call there on the defense, but they get back. They don't get in the neutral zone.
Jagger Neves going with the hard count. Now he'll take the snap. Throws left side. His man fell down and then takes a hit from behind for good measure. Intended on the play that time was number 31 for San Juan, Cole Duke.
He's lost his footing.
And so that'll be a turnover on downs for the San Juan JV offense. That's Grand County's first stop of this ball game, coming with 2:25 to go in this third quarter. And the clock, well, it does continue to run here. I think technically it's supposed to stop right now, but I think folks are wanting to get out of here. I think
the running clock rules are it's supposed to run on it changes. Everything stops at normal times. It just doesn't. It continues to run when you would normally
even if
start
there's
on
an
a dead
incomplete
ball.
pass or something like that. And now Paris is going to roll out. He has lots of time. He'll finally throw very late. A jump ball to the sideline. Was that caught? No. Incomplete on the far sideline. Intended on the play for number 11 that time. I'm not sure why I've not written that guy's name down. I've said it a couple times. Romeo Williams. So he is. He's up there.
He's up there. On the running clock, Rhett, it should stop on an incomplete, but in regular rules, the ball would be ready to play until the snap. So the clock wouldn't start until the snap because of an incomplete pass. In running clock rules, it stops at the incomplete, but once the ball is set, it starts to run again.
Okay, gotcha. But in this case tonight, they've been, kind of going willy-nilly. They ran it a little bit in the first half and are running it again here pretty.
Paris on a good run.
Oh, yeah,
keeps his feet.
he breaks a tackle, and he's going to get to the sideline over there. Picks up about 8 yards. Pretty big gaggle over there. Let's see where they officially spotted. It'll be 3rd down and 2. I will say 3rd and 1. Give him 9 yards on that run. Austin Paris, good work. He's up to 34 yards net now in this ball game. Of course, it's the San Juan JV defense out there right now. Late in this game. We're into the final 40 seconds of this third quarter under a running clock, and it's really been running for those of you who are just joining us. And Paris will hand off this time to Swayze, and he'll go off right guard and in a lot of traffic. And he'll get the first down as he scampers ahead for 2.5 yards, just enough to move those chains.
Yeah, good job there by that offensive line for Grand just to get all he needed was a couple, and they gave him just enough plus a little.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 59-0 for San Juan. We'll send it away for a break. We'll come back for the start of the final quarter under running clock. It's San Juan leading 59-0 here in Moab. Stay with us. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is the Four Corners source for high-quality custom residential and commercial cabinetry for over 50 years. They specialize in designing beautiful, long-lasting cabinetry and countertops tailored to your specific need, and they offer competitive pricing. Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is family-owned and operated. Call them today for a free quote, 435-678-2523. Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage is a proud sponsor of San Juan High School sports.
San Juan County Adult Education empowers students to gain the technical, business, or college skills necessary to enter the workforce. At San Juan County Adult Education, adult learners are given the opportunity to reach their personal, educational, and career goals. Students can earn a high school diploma, obtain a GED, increase their wage earning potential, and decrease barriers to self-reliance. To learn more, visit any USU Learning Center in San Juan County or email Gina Grover at jgrover@sjsd.org.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Welcome back live to Grand County High School as we begin the fourth quarter here tonight. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Grand County has the football, but they're down 59-0 under a running clock here as we are underway in the final frame. Rhett Sifford and Art Adair with you. And again, running out of time. Get your predictions in for player of the game tonight. You can win some fun prizes. Looks like we got a new QB in as well, as it is Lane Peterson taking over, and a flag on this play as he ran ahead close to the sticks.
Holding on the offense.
Wow, so that's going to race a first down for Grand County. Now with the San Juan JVD out here, they've got a chance to make some hay, but they shoot themselves in the foot right here. That's going to erase what would have been a first down run by Lane Peterson. So that'll mark it all the way back to the 43.5-yard line, and a second down and 14 for Grand County now.
Austin Parrish comes back on the field, so obviously just something needed to be talked about or fixed for a play, so he came out, and now he's back in a quarterback.
Okay, so that wasn't a full-on replacement, and that run didn't count anyway. And here's Paris, gets a late block and now airs one out. Has a man, but right through the hands of Romeo Williams, who had a step on his man. A little bit of physicality down there before that ball got there, and Williams unable to snag that catch.
Grady Lacey did a good job there. It's just Williams is a little bit taller, but Grady does a good job of just getting in his face and basically breaking up that play. But, yeah, right through the hands of Williams, and he knew it too, and his quarterback knew it, that was a big play for them.
Art, I think they've been listening to you on the clock over there, too. He stopped. I think things seem a little bit different when Grand County has the football, maybe. Third down and 13, but it hurts them when San Juan has the ball, too, with the clock running. But third down and I'm going to say 14 here still at the 43.5-yard line. And flags fly as they snap the football. San Juan was already in there.
Yeah, defense lined up in the neutral zone.
So that'll get some of that yardage back for Grand County with a defensive penalty for San Juan. So if you look at we've talked about the Broncos struggling in the penalty department, but tonight I think they've been outstanding. Obviously, they haven't been on the field a whole lot other than defensively. But
and a couple of these penalties, we have 5 total penalties here, but I think the last 2 have been on the JV team.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so the Broncos have really ratcheted down the penalties that they've been struggling with of late.
And that JV team has to go to Piedra Vista High School tomorrow in Farmington and play a game.
Okay, so they're getting a little bit of practice in tonight and going to have a late night and then going to have a long day tomorrow. Here's a pass to the sideline, caught but out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call it a catch.
His foot came down in bounds.
So that is a nice catch over here on the near sideline. That is a gain of, I'm going to say, 18. Let's see who makes that catch.
Number 11.
Number 11, Romeo Williams. 18-yard pass is the longest of the night for Austin Paris. Romeo Williams now with 38 yards receiving with that catch. It's his first catch since, I guess he had a catch in the third quarter. It's his third catch tonight.
He's a big target, and he comes down hard over there. He runs a nice route and gets the defender turned around. And so he's open, makes a nice catch up in the air, comes down in bounds, but has to bring himself out for a play.
Yeah, probably got that wind knocked out for sure. We'll see. Keep an eye out for him as Austin Paris designed quarterback sweep to the outside, and he's slung down just outside the 20. That's a pickup of about 4, maybe 5 yards for the junior quarterback.
Yeah, Kai Fox there on that JV defense able to chase him down, and he gets him around the waist, and he's like, you ain't getting away from me. I'm taking you down. You ain't scoring on this play.
We're rolling down under 8 minutes to go in this game with a running clock and a 59-0 lead for San Juan. The Bronco JV defense trying to preserve the shutout here, but Grand County's on the move, knocking on the door to the San Juan red zone here late in this game. Second down. Looks like they only gave him about 3 yards on the run, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Little shovel pass inside, and the Broncos had gotten to the quarterback, but that's going to work very well to Van Westbrook. And that will go down to the 12-yard line. That's a pickup of 10.
Yeah, nice time to run that play, too. You got the JV defense on. They want to get in there quick. Your line's a lot better to block these guys now. You're a little more in your comfort zone, and just a good little play to run to catch the defense on their heels.
So 1st and 10 in the red zone now for Grand County at the San Juan 12. Austin Paris rolls out. Same thing, little shuttle pass backwards to Romeo Williams. This time he's into the end zone for a touchdown. A 12-yard pitch and catch from Austin Paris breaks the shutout here tonight, and the Grand County Red Devils on the board with that 12-yard touchdown pass from Austin Paris to Romeo Williams.
Yeah, it worked once so well. They went to the other side with it and worked to perfection. And all the, a lot of confusion out there by these younger kids, or even they're not younger, but just a little confusion on who has who in the assignments on coming across. And that's what that does when you bring that guy across the formation right behind the offensive line, is sometimes you miss your assignment. You miss the guy you're supposed to pick up on.
And the PAT is wide right, so you saw that kid booting 50-yarders before the game, but he shanked the PAT, unfortunately. So 59-6 is the score. 6:52 to go in this game. Again, it's a running clock tonight. And the Bronco JV has been on the field in all facets of the game here for most of this second half. And we'll see him out here to return a kick now for the first time tonight. And Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Napa Motor Parts. Get everything you need in Blanding and Monticello. Also tonight, Pick a Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. Primary Residential Mortgage, with 30 years of know-how, they'll structure the best deal for you. And San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades.
And now you got the C team, return team out here.
Okay, so we've dropped down to the third string now for San Juan. I was wrong about the JV guys getting to return this kick. And we'll see what the C team can do here against Grand County in these final 7 minutes, which is going to be, in all reality, a lot like 7 actual minutes with the running clock.
We'll see if Grand County opts for an onside kick here, huh?
Yeah. Nope, they'll kick it away.
Little pooch kick.
And it comes, boy, this field has the ability to stop the football, and right up the gut on the return, and a big return, still on his feet, hitting people and knocking them down, and that pumps up the sideline over there as the C team gets a big return down the sideline into Grand County territory to the 40-yard line.
Mike and Keith for the Broncos, the sophomore. He does that in all the he returns in JV games as well, but and C team games. He's a dynamic. I think he's probably got 4 or 5 kick returns this year in those games. He's just very quick, very physical. I mean, he lays a punishing.
He was running with some anger
at the end there.
Yeah, he was running with some anger there.
And now you have Bo Yeomans in here at quarterback.
All right, so this is who I thought was going to come in before Jagger Neves appeared, and he did not ultimately get that touchdown pass we were hoping. But, boy, look at this kid. Speaking of hitting the hole, there's a quick 12-yard run for number 42. Is that Stetson Black?
Black.
Wow, running the ball.
He hasn't run the ball, I don't think,
back
all year this year.
Yeah,
I think he's just been a defensive specialist.
Right.
I don't even think he runs the ball in the JV that I've seen this year because I've been to almost all their games. But obviously the coaches, I know he is a running back.
He said, let me run it, coach.
But he doesn't play it, you know.
Hand me the football.
They're like, hey, you know what, kid? Get out there.
And he got out there with some fury as well. A quick 12-yard run. He'll get the ball again. Look at him stiff-arming as he comes through the line right there. You don't normally see that in a quick 5-yard run for Stetson Black, man.
No, he wants to capitalize on this situation here.
Yeah.
Finally gets in a varsity game at running back. You know he wants to go get 6 on the board and put his mark on the game.
Well, we've still got 5:30 to go in the game now. Running clock, a 59-6 lead for San Juan. Black gets the handoff again, and this time he's going to be swarmed and swallowed for a loss of 2.
Yeah, it's just
back down to earth.
Hard time running with that. You've got a lot of freshmen out there on that line. You've got 1, 2, 3 freshmen, it looks like, and maybe 2 sophomores. So you've, in a sense, got your C-team line out there now.
And actually, I don't think Stetson's not in the backfield right now, is he? That's a different man, I think. As Bo Yeomans throws complete to the left side. Cutting it back up is Cole Duke, with a pickup of enough for a first down. It looks like that was a 10-yard catch. So a 10-yard completion for Bo Yeomans on his first pass. Cole Duke with the catch.
Yeah, Thomas Harden's in at running back now.
Okay, I think I miscalled that then. I think that was who ran that last run for negative 2 yards as well. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't usually call the JV and C team stats, so we'll let Max Preps get that all squared away as Trip Palmer takes that inside shuttle pass for 3 yards from Bo Yeomans. So Yeomans is on doing some yeoman's work right now. Trip Palmer's second catch of the night.
You wax eloquent, you know that?
Man, sometimes it's ugly. Second down and 7. Inside the red zone now for San Juan. And here's a handoff to, that's not J.D.
That's
Palmer.
Harden.
Okay, it's Harden. So 48, not 40.
Yep.
I was going to say, so Harden is the 4th running back in tonight. I'm going to have to go to the back of the sheet here and get him in there. And we'll try it. So that was a backwards run as well. He might not like the stats I have for him. So here's Yeomans on the run pass option. Keeps it himself. Goes off right tackle for a few yards. Looks like he picks up 5. And that will bring up a 4th down for San Juan. But here knocking on the door to the 10-yard line, Stetson Black is going to come back into the game. They're going to hand it to the tank right here. Yeah. I mean, you can predict what's going to happen right here. Let's see if Grand County can
if
predict
the line can just give him a crease.
Well, it's a 4th down play. We'll see what they draw up. My guess is a handoff. It is. On the counter, he goes off right off the left side of the center and doesn't get it. A couple yards will result in a turnover on downs. But a good drive and a good effort by the San Juan C team offense there, all the way down near the Grand County 10-yard line before Grand County stops them, and the Red Devils will take over from their own. Let's see where they spotted it. It looks like the 13.
Yeah, mixture of C team and JV, just trying to get those kids in there to get some work and also see kind of what combinations work for you. And that's what these games are for, to kind of see what kids you might be missing out on that don't get a lot of playing time at this position and that position, like Stetson Black. Some good hard running there.
And on first down for Grand County, Paris will roll out, and he heaves that as hard as he can. That's a throw it as hard as you can and have Williams run under it play, but it was just a couple yards out ahead of the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, Mike and Keith in coverage there did a great job at locating that ball and then staying stride for stride with Williams and then getting his hands up in the air just to kind of throw him off.
Paris had completed 3 straight, including the touchdown to that point. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from their own 13. Again, the clock is running. Down to under 2.5 now to go in the ball game. A 59-6 lead for San Juan. And obviously it's been underclassmen. The varsity for San Juan has been off the field for the majority of this second half. As Paris rolls to his right, now stops, has to reverse field as the San Juan defense came pouring in, and they're going to sack Austin Paris 5 yards deep.
Jonas Jepson gets the sack. He's in there and able to get the shifty old Paris down to the ground. Bring a big 3rd down here. Grand County, and good defensive set here for this young San Juan defense out here. A lot of sophomores and some juniors, a couple of seniors.
Grand County's running out of time now. They're not coming up to the line with a lot of urgency. They're probably down to their last 3 plays, if that, with 90 seconds to go here under a running clock. And Paris working from the shotgun in the wing T. He will take the snap, and double handoff will eventually go to Connor Swayze and down to the 20-yard line. That was a cool misdirection. I had a great view of it from one of the angles. Was that the angle that was on the full stream? I had a great view of that play from behind the line of scrimmage there.
Because it happened behind this big old pillar in front of you, huh?
Yeah, that's right. So that was, I think, an 8-yard run for Swayze there.
And the clock continues to run. We're at 50 seconds now.
Yeah, I was going to say, they may – let's see if they get 2 plays off here. This could –
They don't look like they want to do – I think they're down at I don't know. Call this a game. They got their 1 touchdown. They feel like they've accomplished something.
Yeah, they're gonna run the play. I think that was a direct. Was that Austin Paris?
Yes.
Boy, he's taken such a beating in this game. He does get a first down right here, though. 5-yard run for the QB. That may be it for the game. I don't know that they're going to call another play here.
No, Austin's helmet's up. He's walking over the sidelines. His helmet's now off, so I think they've conceded that the comeback is not going to happen.
So the final tonight is 59-6. Talk about waxing eloquent, man.
And I don't know if we'll get our player of the game up here tonight for an interview because they won't allow him to walk across the track, and we had to go through a locked gate to get up here. So we may get lucky to get interviews tonight, but I'll go try to get it. So go ahead, Rhett, with your player of the game.
Okay, we will. And for those of you who got your predictions in, congratulations. We'll try to find out who the winner is here in just a moment. But the player of the game, it's really hard to deny, is going to be Jagger Neves tonight with 5 touchdowns for the San Juan Broncos. He ran the opening kickoff the distance for a TD. He caught a 23-yard touchdown pass. He ran it in from 33 yards out. He scooped and scored from the 20-yard line on a fumble return, and then he also got an interception touchdown return, a pick 6 here in the second half. So tough to deny. Jagger Neves, the player of the game tonight. Obviously, it doesn't happen without the line, any of these plays, but Jagger Neves is our player of the game for the second time this year. He was player of the game in week 4. He's player of the game here tonight in week 8. And so congratulations to Jagger Neves. We'll take a break. We'll find out who the winner is tonight, who predicted that. We'll announce that here when we come back for the post-game show. Again, it's a 59-6 final tonight in favor of the San Juan Broncos over the Grand County Red Devils. Stay with us. It's Friday Night Lights. Post-game show begins next on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Lee Collision Repair and Restoration is the place for top quality auto body and glass service in the Blanding area. They're now open and operating at their location on North Grayson Parkway. Stop by or give Jackson a call today at 435-485-0069. Lee Collision Repair and Restoration is a proud sponsor of local high school sports.
The San Juan Credit Union, providing exceptional financial products in southeastern Utah for over 60 years, is proud to support our local high schools. With branches in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff, along with an ATM in Montezuma Creek, access to those products is easier than ever. The San Juan Credit Union offers checking and saving accounts, bill pay, a wide array of loans, and much more, all on a full-service website and mobile app. Plus, they're federally insured by the National Credit Union Association. The San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union.
Get the resources and quality of a big school education and the support of a smaller school at Utah State Blanding. Explore over 70 degree and certificate programs to find your perfect fit and experience personalized learning with small class sizes and dedicated faculty while getting the classic college experience. A Utah State education is affordable too, thanks to competitive tuition and tons of scholarship opportunities. Visit blanding.usu.edu to learn more about becoming an Aggie in Blanding.
Looking for a new insurance provider? Call Jeff Nielsen at San Juan Insurance in Blanding. For more than a quarter century, Jeff has offered a full range of insurance products: auto, home, life, health, and more. Give him a call today, 435-678-3223, or pay him a visit at 60 North Main Street in Blanding. San Juan Insurance, over 25 years of experience and just getting started.
Let's talk cancer. Monticello, Utah. If you lived, worked, or attended school in Monticello, Utah from 1941 to 2002 for at least 3 years, you might have a higher cancer risk from uranium tailing exposure. Apply to get a free cancer screening today. One screening could bring peace of mind to you, your friends, and family members, help spread the word, and save a life. Screenings are available for a limited time through San Juan Public Health. Call today, 435-587-3838, or visit sanjuanpublichealth.org to apply.
Back live to Grand County High School. Friday Night Lights postgame show begins now on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Good evening to you. The game is over now, so if you're just joining us, you missed it. It was a frenzied affair. The San Juan Broncos winning it 59-6 tonight. It began right off the hop when our player of the game, Jagger Neves, ran the opening kickoff back the distance for a touchdown. I think that was a 90-yard return or thereabouts. And he also ran back a fumble recovery for TD tonight, an interception for a TD, and he also caught the ball for a touchdown and ran one in as well. So he was all over the place tonight. He was pretty much hands down the player of the game. Obviously, it's a team game, and it takes the whole team working together to make it happen. But Jagger Neves had an outstanding night tonight, that's for sure. And congratulations to Kobe Shumway. He was the first to guess that Jagger was going to be the player of the game tonight. So, Kobe, you've won your choice of we got 3 prizes up for you. You can either choose from swag from Bearskins Custom Ink. You can take a Red Rock 92 hat or 2 tickets to the next home game for the San Juan Broncos, which is going to be that final regular season game next week when Delta comes to town. Just email pictureitpalmer@gmail.com and we'll get you set up. Again, pictureitpalmer@gmail.com, and Kobe Shumway we'll set you up to receive your prize. Thanks for everybody who made your predictions, and yeah, we'll do it every week for you. We've got those prizes every week to give away. So want to look at the final game stats here for San Juan. Excuse me for just a moment. And really nothing changed from the first half, as it was a mostly JV second half, other than the fumble TD recovery and the interception TD recovery for Jagger Neves. The offense pretty much stayed the same, and we've got Jagger showing up right now, so I think we're going to chat with him anyway and maybe forego the stats. But Jagger, this is the second time we've had the privilege of chatting with you for player of the game, and I don't know how much you keep up with baseball, but batters can hit for the cycle in baseball. We were trying to just brainstorm and figure out other ways you could possibly score touchdowns tonight. You did it on the ground. You did it through the air. You did it on a fumble recovery, interception return. You ran the opening kickoff back. I mean, you had a game for the ages tonight.
Yeah, I just wish I could throw one this time. I got one. I got one
last week. And so that's what we were saying up here. We were saying the only other ways you could do it was maybe throw a touchdown pass. And I was trying to think, you could have returned a punt. That's the only other ways. But, I mean, you just run out of time. I mean, the games are only so long. How do you show up and have a game like that tonight? Is that just something you set your mind to, or is it something that just comes to you by accident, or how do you set yourself up to have a game like that?
Just practice all week and learn what they're doing. Know their fish defenders and attack them and just go score.
What's the atmosphere on the sideline over there? Obviously tonight you guys dominated again. You continue to dominate. You guys aren't really getting a chance to play complete games at this point. 4 quarters. Do you think that hurts you? How do you? And then I know your JV comes in and you get a chance to get excited for some of your younger teammates.
Yeah, it's fun watching the younger guys because they'll be there next year and they get a ball out and just it's just fun watching the younger guys play.
And what's the leadership like for you, for people like you, for Jayton, JD, all these older kids leading the younger kids, and then to see some of these guys who you're mentoring come out on the field and have success too?
Yeah, just got to be a leader, and because younger guys look up to you and watch how you play. So, yeah.
What's your guys' mentality going down the stretch now? You're down to the last couple games of the regular season, getting ready to start heading into the playoffs.
Kill everybody.
Hey, I'm an Alabama fan, so I know all about that. So so that's the mentality for the whole team, just execute, just drive through, and just and leave the opposition in the dust, correct?
Yep.
So you know that you guys have a target on your back. Does that faze you at all, or how do you guys approach each game?
I don't really think about that. I just show up and play.
Right on, man. Well, it looks like you guys are having fun out there. Are you guys having fun playing football?
Yeah, it's the best sport for sure.
What makes it the best sport?
You get to hit people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, solid on offense for you tonight. Solid on special teams. Solid on defense as well. You're just all over the field. You were the all-around player of the game tonight, to be sure. It was really pretty much hands down. But I know you need, especially on offense, you need those guys on the line. We talk about it game in and game out. Tell me about your line and how they make it happen for you guys to shine.
Oh yeah, our line are dogs because obviously I'm not going to score without them. But yeah.
And you can see the difference. Obviously your starting line, those guys are the main guys. We say it. The game is won and lost up there. Once the JV line starts coming in, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder sledding for those guys to get through. Some of the younger guys don't get the glory that you do because they don't have the same blocking that you guys do.
Yeah, you just got to keep them up, keep the energy up when they're in, and just, like I said, you just got to be a leader because they look up to you. So.
All right. Is there any other shout-outs you want to give or anything you'd want to say for the folks listening and watching?
Our line, obviously.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. Congratulations again. Second-time player of the game. Hey, take yourself a Red Rock 92 hat. Appreciate it. Jagger Neves, player of the game. Congratulations, man. You had an excellent game.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll let Coach Barkley Christensen slide in and grab the mic as well as we continue this post-game show tonight at Grand County. Coach, you talked about being shot out of a cannon tonight. Your team was obviously that. We just talked to Jagger Neves, who ran the opening kickoff back. He scored pretty much everywhere you can score tonight, and you guys were shot out of a cannon. You were executing. You were intense from the start tonight.
Yeah, and that was good to see because, I felt like against Emory and even South Sphere, we kind of got lax a little bit, and our sideline kept things going. Our leaders on the field like JD, Jagger, even our offensive line guys, they kept the energy there, and that's all I want is energy. I mean, we know we will probably win these games, on the scoreboard, but I want to look. I want to, if the bar's set here, I don't just want to jump, just barely get over it. We need to go, get better and better every time.
Well, you say it all the time, and you guys are not an arrogant team. You guys are not out here to run the score up and embarrass anybody. But you don't want your team, and you've said this to me over and over this year, you don't want your team to act like or come out like you're going to easily roll over someone. So I think tonight, I don't know if it's the rivalry here. I don't know if it's some of these kids know each other or what it is. But tonight, maybe for the first time, you guys came out in such a way that you showed up just like it was a team that was going to possibly beat you tonight.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we want. I felt like we had that a little bit with, Grantsville. We just started slow. We were trying to fill them out too much. Juan Diego, I thought we started hot. Judge and Summit Academy, I thought we had that, so I thought we took a step back a little bit when we hit about Emory. Just like, okay, this is what two-way is, so we start taking a step back. And so I was glad to see the energy back in this one.
Well, I just want to go back to Jagger Neves for a little bit, and I know it's a team game, but we were just up here talking about, hitting for the cycle. We were trying to figure out other ways he might be able to score. And then right after that, you did put him out there at quarterback to see if he could maybe throw one. I don't know if you were thinking the same thing we were, that was another way. And I think maybe a punt return was the only other way he could have possibly scored tonight. So he had a great game for sure.
He's special for sure. He's a playmaker. No, I wasn't going to let him throw the ball. I said you could throw a couple bubbles. We did have him throwing to Tripp. It's always good to see because Jagger and Tripp, they don't get to play JV. Because I'm not going to risk them in a JV game. And so this was a good opportunity to possibly see, him at quarterback. I don't know what we're going to do with him next year. He's a Swiss Army knife like Taysom Hill. So we could play him anywhere. He's a home run threat, man. He's tough.
Tripp, on that play, Art said he might have to try out for the swim team with that dive over there, man. He used his full length. He got an extra 5 yards for a first down on the dive over there.
That's another athlete.
Yeah,
you put him in swimming, he'll probably go do great there too.
Well, that's what it comes down to. You guys are athletes, and you obviously roll tonight. And, I think it's just we talk about it week in and week out. We've kind of run out of stuff to talk with you about. It's just constant execution, not just on the game field, but on the practice field, in the weight room, everything you guys do. It all aims and goes down to the ultimate result, which is just crushing people on the football field. Yeah. It's fun to watch.
And credit to these kids, because I've coached here for 8 years, and it wasn't always that way. It wasn't always this important to them. And so credit to them to make it this important to them. This is they know what their ultimate goal is, and they know how to work to get there. And we're not there yet. That's the tough part about football. Anything can happen. One play could change a whole outcome of a season. So it's pretty important that we got to keep pushing and playing hard and remember what that ultimate goal is at all times.
One thing we haven't addressed maybe this year is talk to me about some of the behind the scenes with some of your other coaches and what they contribute and what they bring to a game and to practice scenarios.
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort, right? I mean, football's a big game, and there's so many aspects to it. That's why I think it's the best game ever. I mean, offense, you're watching the ball, but what you're not seeing is the little mini battles. There's 11 mini battles going on, receiver versus corner, lineman versus D-lineman. Every guy's got to win, and so every position coach plays a crucial role to that, and they all break down their film. They all help in the game plan, especially, me and my offensive staff, we do a lot. But, I mean, some years, I would try to look at the defense and help, and, when our defense was struggling. But this year, it's been really nice because Bobby's, he'll come in with a great game plan. He'll present it. I love it. I don't have to – it takes a lot of time off me to have to get ready on both sides of the ball. So coaches play a huge role. I don't want to say them all one by one because I'll probably miss one. I don't want to do that. I don't want to disrespect anyone like that because even from the film crew up here, our equipment manager, DBs, every position has a coach, and they all get their guys ready to roll, and they all take a lot of pride in their position group. If one position group's struggling, that coach, he wears that on himself to get them back up to speed, and nobody gets their feelings hurt. It's easy to call maybe a coach out, but every coach takes it upon themselves to get their group ready to roll.
Well, is the confidence building for you guys? What are the feelings now as you get set for the final couple games of the regular season, really starting to prep for the state tournament now?
Yeah, I think we're pretty confident right now. We're happy with where we're at in the classification. Next week's a fun one because we get to play for a region championship again. And I know those don't really mean too much in the RPI world anymore, but it's still a big thing to go and win a region championship. So that's next up. We don't want to worry too much about the postseason yet. We got to go beat Delta next week.
Do you guys talk about that region championship? Are the boys aware of that? Is that something that's a passion for them?
Yeah, I just made them aware in the huddle. Big game next week. We got a region championship on the line.
Yeah.
And so, enjoy this one tonight, but then we got to get ready to roll for Delta. So, it's still pretty important to them, but they don't like that trophy near as much as the next one.
Back in the day, back in your day, that was a thing. You needed to win a region championship, and that region seeding determined how you went in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So things have changed a little.
It's a weird deal now, yeah.
Yeah. And the RPI is weird just in general.
Absolutely.
And you guys may even drop to number 2 next week.
You never know, man.
I have no idea, but it's always bizarre. It's just like a mathematical robot that just chooses where you go. So, yeah. It doesn't matter, I don't think, to you guys. Your goal is going to be the same every week, no matter what, no matter where you're sitting in the standings. So, So that's what makes it fun. Well, Coach, appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time out to talk with us before and after all these games. Another good, solid win for you guys. Just like you said tonight in the pregame, just showing what you can do, just showing off yourself, who you guys are. And yeah, it's going to take someone to come in who has some sort of something special to come beat you guys, and you're going to make them come in and try to take it from you.
Yep, that's our goal. Keep playing tough. I do got to apologize to you we're going to work on Jagger's interview skills a little bit more. It's a little brutal for me to even watch you interview him. He don't want to talk very much. He just does his talking on the
field. I tell you, what's fun about talking with Jagger is about halfway during the interview, he looks like he suddenly starts to almost pass out. I don't know. It's weird. It's like nervousness starts to hit him. Not to throw him under the bus or anything. But
I love Jagger, his family, his dad. He's my other brother, so we're going to work on the
coach him up.
Skills.
You're going to get him in the weight room and coach him up on interviews.
That's what we're going to do. Maybe
just
on the way home.
Make him cry, make him sweat in the way. That's hilarious. All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good win for you guys, man. We'll see you next week back at home.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Coach Barkley Christensen of the San Juan Broncos. His team handles Grand County tonight 59-6. And we'll send it away for one final break. We'll get Art back on the mic and close it out here tonight. Again, 59-6 final for San Juan. They moved to 7-1 on the year. Friday Night Lights on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Foods is Monticello's hometown grocer and a proud supporter of our schools and sports teams. Blue Mountain Foods offers a full-service meat department, fresh deli, bakery, curbside pickup, and more. Check BlueMTNFoods.com for weekly specials and online shopping. Blue Mountain Foods is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday at 64 West Center Street. Blue Mountain Foods, Monticello's hometown grocer.
San Juan Building Supply has offered a full range of building supplies to San Juan County for more than 32 years. From the start of your project to the finish, San Juan Building Supply has high-quality products for all your needs, and they can deliver. Drop by 1050 South Main Street in Blanding, call 678-2000, or visit sjvs.com. San Juan Building Supply, a proud sponsor of our local teams.
Back live to Grand County High School, one final time tonight as we close it out. Again, it's a 59-6 final for the San Juan Broncos, and they're going to come back home to take on Delta in the final home regular season game of the year next week. And so the Broncos gearing up for that one. That'll be kicking at 7 p.m. We'll be on the air for that one at 6:30 once again. And then a weird Wednesday game against Hurricane at Hurricane on the 16th. That'll be not next weekend, or next Wednesday, but the following. So those are the last two games of the regular season, and then we head into the state tournament. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, a 59-6 final. I want to say thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to the StreamUtah.Live crew tonight for making it happen. Thanks to all the listeners and the viewers. You're the reason why we do it. We'll thank the sponsors one final time by name here during the close. Again, the 59-6 win for San Juan tonight. We'll see you next week with Delta in Blanding on Friday, starting at 6:30 with the pregame. Until then, Rhett Sifford on behalf of Art Adair saying so long from Grand County High School. Have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans. Friday Night Lights is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Bradford Tire, San Juan Building Supply, Blue Mountain Foods, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Colleen K's, San Juan School District Adult Education, Primary Residential Mortgage, Energy Fuels, Emory Telcom, Four Corners Homes, San Juan Pharmacy, Utah State University Blanding, Creative Floors, San Juan Counseling, Holiday Construction, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, Red's Ace Hardware, San Juan Health, Four Corners Regional Care Center, Northern Electric, Dependable Auto Repair, San Juan Insurance, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, Flights Gymnastics, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Monson's Quality Meat Processing, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage and Tailor-Made Monuments, San Juan Public Health, Crowley Construction, Jones and DeMille Engineering, San Juan Mortuary, Napa Motor Parts, Utah Navajo Health System, San Juan Credit Union, and Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.